We are live here. We are live here on the Nature Sports Network, man. Y'all know what it do. You know what I'm saying? Workhorse Wednesdays as usual. Workhorse, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir. Workhorse.
yes indeed, yes indeed.
Warhorse.
So, today we're gonna continue what we did on Monday on the Major Mondays. We was talking about the the coaching staff, figure out everything that we could bring y'all on the coaching staff and trying to get y'all acclimated on who the coaching staff is, what the coaching staff is about, what their resumes look like, and just some of those things that we could do in that space to make sure that everybody knows who the coaching staff is. Again, like I said at the end of last show, so you know who to blame when things are not going right. You know what I mean? You know exactly who's responsible. So that's part of it. I guess we can start the show off as we always started off, swing it around the room. Anything y'all got to say for the day, coaching staff, whatever you got going on, let's swing it around the room, have everybody, get what they got to get going today. You know what I'm saying? So I just swing it around the room. Vito won't be on too. Vito will be here. We missing one member, but Vito will be up. So yeah, swing it around the room. We go from there.
Point B, 10-year vet, man, been doing this. I think we had some of the strongest analysis when it comes to the Washington football team. You know what I mean? When it comes to the Redskins, when it comes to the Commanders, whatever you want to call them, I think we have the best analysis. This Point B here. And I'm going to give y'all my best tonight. You know what I mean? We into the thick of it when we not no longer just talking about the main coaches. We getting into the position coaches tonight. And I think we all gonna have some insight on each position and what that coach needs to do. So, appreciate y'all for listening and continue to tune in with us tonight, man.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for joining us tonight on Workhorse Wednesday on the Nature Show here, Nature Podcast. 10 years in, as Point stated, vets in the game right now at this point. Um, the last couple weeks have been crazy in the NFL with the draft going down, teams making trades, trading up, trading back. You know what I'm saying? And it's all said and done now. Everybody got their picks in. Everybody got their Mr. Irrelevant. So now it's time to really get into the thick of your off season. Being next with I think the rookie camp is coming up soon.
Yep. Yep.
So that's gonna be real big. I'm looking forward to looking at the rookie camp. I actually want to go out there, to be honest, and see what they look like. Flinging that ball around. But nevertheless, we're gonna jump into it tonight on these coaches. You know what I'm saying? So let's get straight to it.
Yes, indeed. Vito, we got Vito in. You know what I'm saying? We just
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yes,
How's it
indeed. We
going?
just swinging it around the room. So go ahead, do your thing.
Uptown Vito, man. 10-year representative on the Nature Show. Workhorse, baby. You know how the Wednesdays go. Coming in, representing live and in action as we always do. Bringing you the freshest news, the hottest topics, the best of the best, man. Best as we can. Live and direct analysis from ourselves. The research that we do, and it is our very own opinions from being 20-year plus Washington Redskins fans / Commanders fans. Welcome. Welcome you all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So as I was saying before, what we got going on today is we got the position coaches.
Yep, yep.
We already did the coordinators. So, this is like the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? We always want to make sure we are blaming the right person when things are going left. We want to make sure we are putting the blame where it belongs, and we ain't blaming nobody who ain't do nothing wrong. You dig? So we so right now we're gonna get into the position coaches. We already been through the head coach, which is Dan Quinn, and what we felt about him. Went through the offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, and what we felt about him and what he could do. Went through the defensive coordinator, Joe Witt, and his resume, and then we went through the special teams coach, which is Larry Izzo. and everything that he brings to the table, the experience, and on and off the field. You know what I mean? Meaning on the sidelines and on the field as a player. So now we're going to get into the position coaches, and I think it would be best that we start with the quarterback coach, Tavita Pritchard. And I'm just going to read off a little bit about him. Starting off, he is the guy that is responsible for Jaden Daniels, and really his development. Even though, of course, everybody is responsible, but this guy Pritchard is really the man for who will be working with him one on one. His only job is to work with the quarterbacks. He don't have no other job. He's not responsible. Whereas the offensive coordinator would be responsible for the whole offense, whether and designing the offense. So he'll be responsible for drawing up the plays, and then responsible for all the execution: wide receivers, offensive line, tight ends, um, fullbacks, running backs, quarterback. Offensive coordinator is responsible for all of these things. But a quarterback's coach is only responsible for the quarterback. And I want to shout out Pounds, man. Pounds was rocking with us last show. He made sure that he got in contact with us. Shout out to Pounds, man.
Shout out to Pounds, man.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So
Yes, sir. Shout out to my brother. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. So I just want to make sure that we go through the quarterback. So his name is Tavita Pritchard, right? And so he comes from Stanford. He has no NFL experience. I want to see what the guys feel about that. He served in multiple roles for Stanford University. He was a quarterback himself from 2006 to 2009. He was a graduate assistant in 2010. Then he was promoted to a defensive assistant from 2011 to 2012, and then moved on as the coach of the running backs in 2013, was promoted again to the quarterback/wide receivers coach from 2014 to 2017, and then assumed the role as offensive coordinator from 2018 through 2022. So I guess that is basically what his career is now. Just to
Who's he the offensive coordinator for? My bad.
Okay, yeah. Just to name some of the guys he has had drafted out of his, since he doesn't have any NFL experience. We want to see, give y'all some of the guys.
Bro. I asked who was he an offensive coordinator for?
Oh, Stanford University.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of those positions was
all of those was at Stanford University.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good. No, he went through everything.
Yeah. So all of those was at Stanford University. These are the players that he's had drafted that's come out of his course at Stanford. JJ Arcia Whiteside, a 2019 second round pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. Bryce Love, y'all remember Bryce Love, a 2019 fourth round pick for Washington here. Tight end Caden Smith, a 2019 sixth round pick. Cody Parkinson, y'all remember Cody Parkinson, a tight end 2020 fourth round pick for the Seattle Seahawks. Walter Little, a 2021 second round pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Davis Mills, a 2021 third round pick for the Houston Texans. Drew Dahlman, a 2021 fourth round pick for the Atlanta Falcons. And Semi Fihoka, a 2021 fourth round pick for the Dallas Cowboys. But out of everybody, I think the interesting one is Davis Mills, who was quarterback for the Houston Texans, who guided the team. Davis Mills had a 4-2 record and won 4 straight wins at the end of the season during the COVID-19 shortened season, and earned but when Davis Mills was at USC, he earned honorable mention All Pac-12, finishing 129 of 195 passes with 66.2 percentage in passes and 1,500 yards on 10 touchdowns, 7 passing, 3 rushing. That was on the shortened season. That's why his numbers look like it was a shortened season because of COVID-19. And his 301 passing yards per game was second best in the Pac-12. So Stanford averaged 420 yards while Pritchard was the offensive coordinator, including 287 passing yards through the air, 132 on the ground. And Stanford improved on third down conversions 48% in 2020 from 39% in 2019. And his red zone offense was 78% in touchdowns in 2020 and 47% in 2019.
Wow,
So
that's good.
yeah. So Pritchard has, again, he doesn't have any NFL experience, but he does have a ton of college experience, at least with Stanford. Maybe not on different programs, but with the same program. Shows some consistency. It shows that he's able to stick around at least. And for whatever reason, they never let him go and didn't fire him. So I think that goes to say that they liked him. So we'll swing it around the room, see what y'all got on Pritchard.
For me, oh, go ahead.
Go no, go ahead. You good?
No. I was just gonna say that I did like to hear some of the things on his resume. I wasn't very familiar with him before he was put on the staff. I did look into a few things, but not as deep as some of the other coaches. I did think that was like one of the more unfamiliar names. But at the same time, we've had to deal with guys that are not necessarily the names in the past. The one thing I will say about his resume is the same thing that Ro pointed out was the consistency with one program, meaning that he doesn't leave unless the job is done, or he does not leave and can find a role on the team, even if he isn't at the same position he was. And it seems as if he grew within his changes. I think it was very interesting to me, lastly put, about him switching to the defensive side for a few seasons and to be able to be a quarterbacks coach after that means that I believe that he'll be able to explain and exploit where certain mismatches should be at because he has experience on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see how he develops with Jaden.
I can agree with that. I definitely can agree with that. His resume says that he is very versatile, like V said. Man, he can pretty much find a spot. You know what I mean? What I do like about him is that he isn't already NFL guy. He's a college guy, and so sometimes I think when you spend that amount of time in college, you get to understand young people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that that will help a whole lot, especially when you have somebody like Cliff Kingsbury who is used to dealing with young people as well. You know what I mean? I think Cliff Kingsbury can help develop him even as a quarterback coach, you know?
Good
So
point.
I think that this is going to be a pretty good merge. You got somebody with plenty of experience, maybe not at the pro level, but plenty of experience dealing with the quarterback, plenty of experience dealing with the defensive side as well, like as mentioned. Stanford's yards per game is a pretty impressive, very impressive, I would say. Like 400 yards a game is impressive, even if it is college. And you saying that he's averaging over 100 yards on the ground, which means that they probably wasn't a running team. They were a passing team, which I think we're going to do a lot of here. So I think that that fits into what we want to do schematically more than likely. We brought in a passing game coordinator, and so when you think about all of that, you think that this guy should be able to help Jaden Daniels develop the way we need him to, you know?
Yeah,
Big,
what you got, big son?
Um, looking a little further into his resume, I spot something that I kind of like, to be honest. As I look further down the page, it shows that he coached Kevin Hogan, the fifth round pick. The Kansas City Snatch in I think the 2015 draft or the 2016 draft. One of them, Hogan led the team to 2015 Pac-12 title and the Rose Bowl win. He threw 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and completed 67.8% of his throws. Hogan finished his career in Stanford with a school best 36-10 record as he started ranked first in career total 10,000 yards, over 10,000 yards, second in completion percentage and efficiency, third in passing yards and passing touchdowns. He also set records for rushing 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns by a quarterback. I like that because we looking at a guy in Jaden Daniels who we just grabbed, and his career record was 37-18 in college. Jaden Daniels also is a runner, you know. So what that tells me that the quarterback coach is ready for a runner. He knows how to handle a runner. Pritchard is pretty versed, if you ask me, handling a guy like Hogan, who wasn't really a big name to people, but he was a running quarterback, and he did develop develop him in his time that he had the guy. So for Pritchard to be the guy to come in and work with our running quarterback, who also broke records. I mean, not broke records, but who also had a decent record in college and who's a top tier guy now. Um, is he used to working with top tier talent like that? I mean, I don't doubt that he ain't used to working with top tier talent, but dude that we know of. But the guy worked with a guy who was a fifth round guy and broke all types of records and set him for that school that nobody really knew about, um, but him, and the Chiefs took a liking to the guy. I know you guys remember Kevin Hogan. I don't really. I remember him, but I didn't know, all of these things about him till just reading. So reading that, and that just tells me that Tavita is kind of a versatile mind. He's not only fixed quarterbacks and all that as we read earlier. He worked with running backs and tight ends and tackles. So that's that all wrapped into our offense. And he worked with wide receivers. So you know what I'm saying? So that's good to me. So he knows the levels to go, like the tight end level, the wide receiver level. He know where to go because he's worked with these people, and now he's got a guy that can definitely deliver. I just want to put that out there. I like what I saw when I read further into his resume.
Okay, okay. All right,
I
for
want
me is he has a very challenging job. He has a very challenging job because at the end of the day, you got a rookie quarterback in the NFL, who at minimum is going to need a lot of communication. I expect, and I mean, again, even though Jaden Daniels is great, I don't expect things to be so peachy and just peachy. You know what I mean? Like, this is still a rookie quarterback. So I expect there to be some bumps and bruises. I expect there to be some interceptions, some unexpected interceptions. I expect there to be some things that he doesn't understand. I expect there to be some things that maybe he don't see. I just don't expect it to be everything to be great. And to me, the role of a quarterback coach is, okay, when he comes to the sideline, that's the first person you probably going to talk to. When there's an issue with the coaching staff or with the play calling, you normally tell your position coach. The position coach conveys that to the coordinator. It's like a buffer almost. And so I wonder how that fares with him never being in the NFL before, how that fares for him being a buffer. Now, let me say this, with him having such college experience and really coming up through the rankings and really doing the thing the right way, in my opinion, this is how you do it. He did it the right way. He came up through the rankings. Um, he came up through the rankings. He waited his turn, and now he has his turn NFL opportunity. I think he could be a head coaching candidate or offensive coordinating candidate at some point. And I would believe to be that would be his goal, is to be some form of a offensive, candidate for something. So this is like his entry. So I do think that he'll take this thing serious. I do think that he'll take this thing the way it's supposed to be taken. And so those are the upsides to him. But again, my concern, if anything, would be how does he fare in an NFL setting and communicating with NFL coaches? He is the one person I think that may be a little bit of an outsider when it comes to this coaching staff, because a lot of these guys have worked together before, and a lot of these guys have, meaning, on the court. And we'll go over the full coaching staff. A lot of these guys have a lot of experience with each other. And I don't see that experience with him with the other guys. So I am very interested to see how that fares when it comes to
So how
him.
did he even get the job?
I believe he got the job through Cliff Kingsbury. Because I mean, that's the pack. I mean, he came from Stanford, even though Cliff Kingsbury came from USC. They are not far apart. Stanford is in San Jose, USC is in San Francisco. They are right there, not too far apart, probably about 30 or 45 minutes apart from standing. If anybody from California want to chime in, if I'm wrong on that, I apologize.
I
But I
think it's
believe
by San Diego, not San Francisco. San
no,
Francisco.
it's in San Francisco for sure. It's by San Francisco. I've been to Stanford campus. I've been to their campus before. It's in.
Oh no,
It's
I
in
thought
San.
you were talking about what you call 'em? I thought you were talking about UCLA.
Oh, USC. USC, you're right, is in LA. USC is in LA. You are absolutely right. USC is in LA. You are right. So that's about 4 or 5 hours apart. You are absolutely right, Vito. I'm thinking Stanford. Yeah.
About 6. If the other one in San Francisco was like 6 hours away. I take
Right.
that drive
Right. No,
before.
you are absolutely
It's a nice
right.
little route.
Absolutely.
I
USC.
did want to add something
Uh-huh.
about Kevin. I mean, not about Kevin Hogan, but about Pritchard. So,
Uh-huh.
if everyone remembers, Andrew Luck is from Stanford.
That's true. He was there when Andrew Luck was there.
For well, I don't. Well, so if we go by the years that he was there, I think he was there
Yeah, 2009.
at some point in time.
He's
Yeah,
been there
so he
since
was there at
2009.
some point in time. While Andrew,
Yeah, he was there the whole time. He was
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Actually, he
so
was there the
you know
whole
what I'm
time.
saying. He's there.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm about to say. He's there when Andrew Luck is there. Number one. Number two, for Kevin Hogan to come out afterwards and Kevin Hogan to finish with more yardage, you know what I'm saying? The top percentage, first in rushing. And Andrew Luck was not a pocket quarterback only. He was able to rush as well. So for him
Yeah.
to coach another quarterback after the legend of Andrew Luck, because let's not pretend that Andrew Luck's legend at Stanford was not huge. Christian
Right.
McCaffrey, if I'm not mistaken, was a
Was that
Stanford player as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this guy Pritchard has been there a mighty long time and seen some players. And I'm not sure how we didn't miss the Andrew Lucks and the Christian McCaffreys getting drafted from there while he's been at that
Yeah.
school. And not saying that he's the coordinator for them, but he's been at every position, it seems, throughout the organization. So I'm sure that he's had relationships with a lot of
That
those high
that's the
caliber
connection
players.
right there, though. The McCaffrey connection.
You think
Very
that's the
much
connection?
possible.
That's the connection.
It very well may be. It may be.
Yeah. I would say because looking at Adam Peters and talk about the McCaffreys, he's had every McCaffrey that's been in the NFL at this point. Max McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, and now Luke McCaffrey. And so if McCaffrey was there, and then wasn't he the running backs coach at that time? Didn't he switch over to running backs?
He was a
He
running
was
back.
offensive. He was offensive coordinator 2018 and 2022.
No, I'm
Nah, but he
talking
coached the
about
running backs too at some point.
when
I said he
Christian
coached the running backs and he coached the wide receivers.
Yeah.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was
that's what I'm
promoted to
saying.
quarterbacks and wide receiver coach
So
2014 and 2017.
so
So
think
yeah,
about that.
one of them is
So
Chris
think,
McCaffrey. Yeah, I would think.
yeah, so think about that when you think about okay, he was Christian McCaffrey's coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meaning even because Adam Peters scouted him, you get what I mean? I'm pretty sure Adam Peters scouted him, Christian McCaffrey, because he said so several times with the McCaffreys, with that whole situation. I'm pretty sure that's the initial relationship with somebody like Adam Peters.
I mean,
Yeah.
and let's be honest. Like let's just say that there is no relationship between Kingsbury and Pritchard, and let's say that this is Peters is doing with signing Pritchard. Like this is not necessarily a bad signing, especially when you look at the fact that he's upgraded the Stanford offense from what it was. Because if anybody remembers, even when Andrew Luck was there, they weren't the highest passing team. Even when Christian
No.
McCaffrey was there, they ran the ball a whole bunch when Christian McCaffrey was there because of
Yeah.
how much they missed Andrew Luck after he left. So for him to be a part of Kevin Hogan's development and bringing back, let's say, the aura of Stanford having a quarterback after a legend like an Andrew Luck leaves the college level, that's big for them, especially during a Christian McCaffrey era, or even after Christian McCaffrey is drafted. You have to now rechange your team from from 1 year as a predominantly passing team with the running game, or a tough running game, and then Andrew Luck is making those short plays like the JJ McCarthy's of the world today. And then the next year you got Christian McCaffrey, and you've got Christian McCaffrey that you got to use. So you're running the ball, getting
Right.
250, 260 yards a game. And then now you've got a Kevin Hogan who can run a little bit as well, but you don't have the running game, but you got Bryce Love. You have the running game, but you don't have the Christian McCaffrey running game. So I think by Pritchard being through so many phases of different offensive schemes and stuff like that, and having to make it work, and averaging 420 yards in college is not hard to do, because there are a lot of teams that average that amount of yards. But I think to do it with that many different variety of offenses is not necessarily something to overlook.
No, I agree with you guys. I agree with you guys. And I didn't even think about all of those guys that came out of Stanford. Stanford has definitely put out some worthy guys, and this guy does deserve a lot of credit when you think about it from what they've done over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really
Yeah, that's why I made the comment I made. Like he's been with some guys even that they don't even have on his list right here, and y'all mentioned him, Christian McCaffrey, Andrew Luck. Like those are big names on the
yeah,
roster. They had big careers, and Christian is having a big career, and Andrew Luck had one. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
that's
Bryce Love wasn't no slouch when he was
no,
here.
he didn't, but
Wasn't no slouch.
he did them injuries though. That's the only thing with Love. Them
Hmm.
injuries really affected what Love was able to do. I really wanted to see Love really play for us and really put in some work for us. I'm not gonna even lie. That's one of my biggest disappointments. Is Bryce Love not really being able to get on the field like that. And I don't even know what his injury was. I mean, we can really look that up to see exactly what had happened with him. But I would have loved to see Bryce Young really get his opportunity here with us. I think that was really something that we missed. That we missed on. If you ask me, that was really something that we missed on. That I would have liked to see.
It was definitely a good pick. The speed that he possessed was, mind blowing.
Yeah,
But he
when he
just never
played
really,
preseason game,
yeah,
looked. I mean, it looked like it was going to be crazy.
man.
You
I
know,
was
it looked
like,
like it
wow,
was
that boy
crazy.
Bryce Love, boy, but it never really panned out.
Yeah, it definitely never panned out. Okay, so we're gonna move right along to the next coach, baby. You know what I'm saying? And get on in here. Offensive line coach. This is a very important one right here. This is a very important one right here. Again, now I'm gonna give a little bit of the Redskins resume. Come going into this analysis right here. We had 65 sacks of our starting quarterback last year. 65. I believe that is the most in Redskins history. The Redskins historically are built on a strong offensive line. This is what we do. This is what before the Dallas line, before the whoever you want to name, the San Francisco line now, before whatever lines you want to name of the recent history, the Washington Redskins line has been the best line. And a lot of people will say it is the best line in the history of the NFL. A lot of people will say that. The Hogs, baby, the Hogs. We are the home of the Hogs, y'all. The home of the Hogs. So this guy hopefully can bring back some of that tradition, um, and some of that, that moxie that the Hogs, once had. So, I'm gonna read off a little bit of
Some of that
his
Joe Bugle.
some of that Joe Bugle, baby. Some of that bugle, you know what I'm saying? Some of that bugle, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully, man, this guy could really understand, and I always say to all the coaches, I'm gonna say this to all the coaches here live and direct. Go back and listen and watch. And when I say listen, I mean listen to some interviews and listen to some people talk, but go back and watch some of them old Redskin games. They all on YouTube or wherever, however you gotta watch it. Y'all have access to pretty much more than what we have as a public. Go back, watch some of those old Redskin teams and some of those old Redskin games. Watch Rigo. Watch some of them big boys, man, and watch how that offensive line really anchored the whole team to a large degree. Made the defensive line better, made everything around them better. Go back and watch. But going into Johnson, from 2022 to 2023, he's with the Giants as their offensive line coach. So he's coming from New York from 2022 and 2023. He was with the Giants for their offensive line coach. So that means he was with Saquon Barkley. But 2022 to 2023, the Giants offense ranked 9th in the NFL in rushing with 129 points per game, tied for 8th in yards per attempt, 4.5. In 2022, Johnson was instrumental in Saquon Barkley running for 1,300 yards. Tackle Andrew Thomas earned Associated Press second team All-Pro honors. Prior to joining the Giants, Johnson spent 3 seasons, 2019 through 2021, with the Buffalo Bills as their offensive line coach. During that time, the Buffalo Bills offense ranked second in the with 31. Finished second with 31.1 points per game, and in 2020 and in 2021 they averaged 28.4 points per game. In 2021, tackle Deion Dawkins earned the Pro Bowl honors for the first time in his career. In 2018, Johnson served as an assistant for the Indianapolis Colts. I believe that was an Andrew Luck year. And then from 2015 through 2017, he was the tight ends coach for the Oakland Raiders. Johnson spent 2 seasons at first as the tight ends coach in 2013 and and an offensive line assistant in 2014 with the Detroit Lions. During his first year with Detroit, tight ends Brian Pettigrew and undrafted rookie Joseph Fiore combined for 9 touchdowns. And before that, he served 1 year Jacksonville Jaguars in 2012 and 2 years from 2010 to 2011 as an offensive line assistant with the Buffalo Bills. So he was with Buffalo and they brought him back. So he was with the Giants. Just to do a quick review, he was with the Giants from 2022, 2023. Giants ranked 9th in the league in rushing with 129 yards per game. And then in 2022, Saquon Barkley ran for 1,300, and Andrew Thomas was the second team All-Pro. And then before he was with the Giants, he was with the Bills from 2019 to 2021, where the Bills finished second with 31 points a game in 2020, and then third with 28 points a game under Johnson's tenure. And then in 2021, Deion Dawkins for the Buffalo Bills while he was there earned a Pro Bowl honor for the first time in his career. And then again in 2018, Johnson served as an offensive line coach for the Indianapolis Colts. And from 2015 through 2017, he was the tight ends coach for the Oakland Raiders. And so Johnson has a lot of experience. That's the first thing, as not just a offensive line coach, but as a tight ends coach too. So I'm very excited to see what our rookie tight end will be able to do with this guy under the helm. But right now, I'm gonna swing it around the room, see what these guys think about him, and then boom, I get my thoughts last. What y'all got on Johnson?
I personally think that that experience is gonna help a lot under the resume of dealing with Buffalo Bills that is a powerhouse, in the NFL.
Yeah.
They're a powerhouse, and him being on that powerhouse team, being around a culture of winning, I think that's going to play a big factor here. I have not got a chance to look at that offensive line. for that time, and I feel like Josh Allen helps you a lot when you're an offensive line coach. You
Right.
know, um, but him being a tight ends coach as well, I think that is a very, very, very good thing. I think that not only can he help Benson out because he's played, I mean, because he's coached at that position, but he's going to help him with blocking as well. You know, he's going to help him develop as, to me, a potential star in this league.
I
I'm
agree.
calling it now. I think that Benson will be a potential star. So I think that developing our offensive line is going to be very important. I think he needs to develop Coleman as a left tackle and see what he got. And maybe that was the plan. That's why we didn't go get a left tackle early, because they probably seen Coleman and he said, I like this guy, you know?
Yeah.
Wiley gave up a lot of pressures and a lot of sacks last year. So my big concern on the offensive line, not even a rookie, but it's Wiley. Now, I'm not saying that the new additions might just work out. Everybody's going to work out, but from what I seen last year, we had a hole on that right tackle, and they did not go out and get another right tackle. We didn't trade Wiley or let him go. You know, he had a bad season, and he's still young. So can Bobby Johnson develop him? Is my question. Can he develop him better than what I know he was with Pat, and I know all that, but can he develop him in the system that we're going to run? Because I don't want to see another bad year from the offensive line. I think the offensive line is going to have more eyes on it than everybody else, with the exception of Jaden Daniels. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the expectation that the offensive line do well, because for people that do like Jaden Daniels, that will be the excuse to say why he isn't doing well, you know? And for the people that dislike him, they'll be like, well, you know what? He don't need a line. He's supposed to be Superman. You know what I mean?
It's true.
So in that situation, I want Bobby Johnson to come in and take this job serious. I think that if you go back and you look at all of the old staff, like the old staff of 2014, how all of them ended up being head coaches. I think every single coach on this staff should look at that staff and say, you know what, that can be us.
I don't want that. Ever.
Well, I'm not saying to want to leave us or nothing. I'm just saying that to think that we are that good of a staff is what I'm saying. Like because to me that's one of the best staffs we've had. When hindsight 2020. You know what I'm saying?
But it also goes to show, which I didn't point out the other day, that none of those staff guys hired the other guy.
Yeah.
Like they all felt that competitive against each other, or just felt that they were all competitors to a point where they decided that they wanted to go do it on their own.
So I can, yeah.
And
You breaking up a little bit, bro, on my side.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
We breaking
that
up on you.
with Dan Quinn talking to and that your staff is, I was saying that that he understands that as well. All of those guys that was on Joe's staff went on to either be coordinators or head coaches, and you can't stop what someone wants to do with their personal life. Everybody got goals, but I think just like what I said about Detroit, bringing back the staff and having people come in that are here and going to be here for a certain amount of time, you build something special. And I don't like today's. I mean, that's just, again, it's a business. I understand it. I understand the nature of it. I don't like how quickly some people leave when that legacy that Belichick and Brady were able to create. I don't know if it happens like that again, where you can just switch out the coordinator this year, next year, and then the year after that, and just keep switching out people, and you still get that same greatness. That's very, very hard to do. And I think the teams that kind of have some what do you call it, some continuity, You know what I'm saying? I think they stick around and have longer or build the culture around longer. That culture stays a winning culture for a longer time, in my opinion. But
Well,
on
I
Ben,
think with the Patriots, you had that staple. You had the staple of Bill Belichick, right?
mhm,
And so I think that at that time, Bill just understood the NFL better than the other coaches. And that's just me being, just thinking that in my opinion, I'm a huge Bill Belichick fan, to be honest. I think Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches to ever coach. I think when you have the right player and the right coach tandem, Dan Quinn is going to be so important for Dan Quinn to develop his relationship with a Jaden Daniels, even though he's a defensive guy. Bill Belichick's a defensive guy. You have to develop the relationship to the point where the quarterback does what he needs what the coach needs him to do.
Where's the one
And
that's what.
so, and one thing about Tom Brady that I've seen in practices and watching film of them, if Bill Belichick come over there and yell at Tom and say, Tom, you're effing up. Tom ain't sitting there in his feelings crying like a punk. Tom gonna say, all right, my bad. Cool, let me get this together. And they have developed that relationship together at that time, a very good working relationship where I understand I am the player, I understand you are the coach, and the coach, I understand that I'm the coach, and I understand that you are the player, and we both have obligations to make this organization work.
I agree with that. So you're saying what? That's not going to that is going to be the case with Quinn, or not going to be the case? What is your prediction with that?
I can't even tell you because I haven't seen them interact
Right.
very much. I will be able to tell you very early in the year, probably by game 2 or 3, we'll see. Because guess what? After RG3's first game with Jay Gruden roasted him, and we already knew that relationship was tainted at that point.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
do
Well,
agree with that.
I think the difference here, what I'm saying, just in that scenario, is that Jay, I believe, didn't want RG3 either. You know what I'm saying? That was a big mess from everyone trying to continue something that the owner wanted and the coaches that he hired. Remember, we all said that Jay Gruden basically lied right in Dan Snyder's face, and then Dan didn't even have the
Yes.
the cojones to fire him after lying to him because he told him that he was going to have RG3 better than what the last situation was. And he did nothing but throw that kid in the fire.
Yeah.
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 And I blame. Hold up, just to chime in, just a quick chime in. I think that Bruce Allen was running amok on Dan Snyder. He ain't had no respect from Dan Snyder from day one. If you ask me, I think Bruce Allen felt like it was his team. That's just my opinion. That's why he got caught up in all the wild stuff that he got caught up with eventually anyway, because I feel like it was a lack of respect for Dan Snyder from coming through Bruce Allen. But go ahead, I just want to throw that out there.
No,
Oh,
I
no problem.
totally agree. But back to Bobby Johnson, he has a this is the thing. He has one of the biggest shoes to fill when you talk about football, right? When you talk about the Redskins offensive line, we expect dominance on the offensive line here.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is a hard thing to give. It is hard to give dominance. And so don't get me wrong. If he does a good job and Jaden Daniels is protected, we will love him. If Jaden Daniels is out there getting sacked and looks like it's the offensive line's fault, he is going to get a lot of press, a lot of bad press. So you got to take it serious.
That's true.
So yeah, that's all I got to say, man. It's a tough job and good luck to him.
What you got, Vito?
I'm gonna go last so I can finish eating real quick.
All right, Big Son, what you got, Big Son?
um, personally, me, I like the move in the guy. We haven't had not saying that he's going to automatically do this here, but he might have had a little help from Josh Allen, but You know, he helped their offense to finish second.
He had a
You
lot
know,
of
and
help
scoring.
from
He
Lord.
he, huh?
He said he had a lot of help from Josh Allen.
Nah, bruh. Nah,
Bruh,
bruh.
bruh,
Not 24/7, bro. We're not gonna do that.
bruh.
We're not
What are
gonna
you
do that.
talking about, bruh? Josh
He has
Allen.
help. Josh Allen isn't the team, though, bruh. He ain't
Without
the
Josh
team, though.
Allen, hold up. Without, let's be real. Without Josh Allen, what are the Buffalo Bills? Are they a playoff team?
We,
Well,
I
they were
think
a playoff
so.
team before
I
before
think
Josh
so.
Allen got there. I think they were.
I
I'll
think so.
check just to confirm because we could be wrong, but I believe they were a playoff team before. Now,
But
maybe not. No, no,
How did
no.
they get
Maybe,
Josh Allen then?
yeah, maybe they weren't.
where did Josh Allen get drafted, though?
He was
I
like a
think
mid to
fifth.
late. He was
All
like
right,
a mid.
let's get that up here. Let's get that up here.
Yeah, because if he was like 12 or 13 or something, like
He was drafted in 2018, so I do believe the Buffalo Bills did make it one time without Allen. But
He was the 7th overall pick. The 7th overall pick, bro. Does that scream a good team to you?
Buffalo was 9-7. They did make the playoffs before they
mm,
got Josh Allen. Yes, they did. He came into it.
mm,
Josh Allen came into a playoff team. 2017, they were 9-7. Sean McDermott was the coach. Sean McDermott is legit.
Yeah, he like
So
that.
defense,
Yeah.
yeah,
defense.
yeah.
So
Before that,
he
they were
helped
7
bolster.
and 9. And Anthony Lynn was the coach. Our Anthony Lynn. So that's
Who
where
was the
he came.
quarterback?
Who of the Buffalo Bills before
Yeah.
Josh Allen? All right,
Yep.
Tyrod.
it was Tyrod Taylor. Yeah.
It's Tyrod Taylor.
Okay. Has Tyrod Taylor got out of the first round of the playoffs?
No.
Did Tyrod Taylor have stuff on Diggs? No, he didn't.
No.
I don't know, man.
No, he didn't have stuff on Diggs.
Buffalo did need Stephon Diggs to get past that first or second round in the playoffs.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
But they were in the division with Tom Brady too, though. So
That's true.
So looking at a guy who played in the good to hit that point, Vito. Looking at a guy who not only played in the division with Tom Brady, he was still able to finish with a offense scoring at 31.3 in 2020, and third and points per game in 2021 at 28.4. So seeing that right there, and also another thing that sticks out to me, he helped uh Saquon Barkley get to 129.2, even though it was tied for eighth. Like we all know what the Giants line been around here for the last couple of years, trash. And with that trash line, he was able to produce that. So I like that. And Saquon had a career high year, 1,300 yards in
Do we
2022.
can we get that out of either Robinson or Eckler?
Yeah,
I mean, Jaden Daniels too. If you
I
got
think
him,
you can get it out of even three of them.
yeah,
Either,
Jaden Daniels he's going to contribute to that as well.
you know what I'm saying? So saying that, and to add another thing around here, we haven't had a mixture of a good what I want to say, a good plethora of running backs that are acquiring this 1,300 yards. We haven't seen that since Alpha Morris, and before that it was Clinton Portis. So we are hungry for a running game around here, and to have a running back produce 1,000 yard season, because it's been since 2014 around here. We haven't had 1,000 yard season running back, and that's ridiculous. With this
That
being the Hogs, the home of the Hogs.
no, we
So
had AP.
Oh yeah, AP. You
AP
right.
didn't have 1,000. No, I'm looking
Yeah, he
at it.
did. He had 1,000 with us. Yes, he
I'm
did.
looking at it.
What he had in 2020? Alex Smith's season when he got hurt. I believe he had. I believe AP had.
No, No, Gibson. Gibson was the last guy. Let me see. Gibson. You see, it's not showing these.
Hold on, I'll pull it up. I believe
I
AP
think
though had it.
Gibson might. I think Gibson might be on here. They just not showing these last three slots because it's Peterson 2018,
Yeah, 2018. That's what I'm saying.
2018.
He got hurt.
But what I'm saying is about consistency of the running backs consistently getting 1,000 yards. We haven't seen that since Alpha Morris and Clinton Portis. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see because and when you get a
Ron
good
Rivera
balance.
did run AP out the building. We might have seen that with AP because AP was good when he was here. I'm
He
not gonna.
was. He
Yeah,
was. I don't deny that. But I'm just saying for us, for us as the Washington Redskin Hog fans, you know what I'm saying? We used to that hog thing.
that's
You know what I'm
true.
talking about?
That's
We
true.
talking about John Riggins, Larry, George Rogers, Ernest Biner,
Yeah,
Reggie Brooks. You know what I'm saying? Who knows Reggie Brooks? But Reggie Brooks got 1,000 yards behind them hogs,
he did.
baby.
He did. Yes,
You
he
know what I'm
did.
saying? Terry Allen. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? These are the running backs I'm talking about. Stephen Davis had a 3-year run with 1,300 yards plus.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Clinton Portis, 1,300 yards plus, except for that one season when he got hurt and Liddell took over. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, one season with 1,200, every other season 13, 15, 14. You know what I'm saying? We need to see that again. We see that again, we definitely going to the playoffs around here. Because when we saw that, that's where we landed
Well,
up in the playoffs.
I will say, I will say that when we had Clinton, we didn't have the best passing game. Like
Yeah.
That was
I think that
outside the.
realistically, I think realistically, you want to look at having about you want to get about 30. If you can get 40 from Jaden, that's great. But you want to get about 30 yards from your quarterback. That's 3 first downs or one big run when you need it. If you can get between 60 and 80 yards between Eckler and the running back, that's over 100 yards rushing the game. That's 110, 120 a game, give or take. So that's 40, 40,
Mhm.
and 40. If you can produce 40 yards from all three of those guys, you get 120 yards a game. 120 yards is not at the top of the league, but it's definitely not last.
right.
You give yourself an
Mhm.
opportunity to create some mismatches in situations because they
I
don't
think
know
we
whether
need
you're
more
going to
yards
run
than
or
that,
pass.
bro.
I'm with you though. Point. Go ahead.
Um, I'm not saying that we don't, but let's not
You
forget
said
that we're
it's a
in a
debate.
passing league.
Yeah,
We to me we in a passing league, and the teams that are going to get 120 or 130 or 140 yards rushing the game are going to be predominantly rushing teams. If that's what we are, I'm not sure if I see that, but if that's what we are, then that means that you're relying a lot on Jaden to guarantee getting you those 40 yards. Because I don't see both of your running backs getting 80 yards apiece to get you to 160 or get you to 150. I don't get both of them getting 75 to get you 150. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to need something from Jaden because I don't see Eckler getting 100 yards in any game without adding receiving yards to it.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't believe Eckler's had
yeah.
1,000 yard season in his
Yes,
career
he
yet.
has.
Rushing the
Yeah,
ball, rushing maybe.
Yes, he has.
it's probably once or twice though, but
I'm
he's
looking.
more of
I don't
he's more
see.
of
He
a
got
dual
very
threat.
close. I'm looking. He got very close. I don't see it though. I'm looking. He got very very close. He was
I
915 one year and 911 the next year rushing yards. 2022 and 2021.
Let me check that out for you. Um,
I mean, but that's
He
close
had,
enough to
but
the thousand because
his touchdown production was crazy though. You know what I'm saying? His
I
touchdown
would say
production was crazy.
but I say this, that's
Yeah,
close
he's
enough
never
for
had a
you
thousand
to
yards.
expect.
yeah, you right.
Yeah.
You
But
right.
I'm saying that's close enough for you to expect that he can do
You
it.
said that's close enough to what?
Expect that he can do it.
And really, I don't care if he
No,
can't do it at the
no,
rate
it's
that he's
not.
getting touchdowns. He was
Thank
getting
you, Vito.
12.
I'm with you, Vito. I'm more
He
with
got
you. this one, Vito.
He got
This
12 touchdowns one season and 13 the next. So you don't necessarily have to crack that 1,000 if you're getting touchdowns like that, my man.
I don't, I don't
Like
What
know.
I'm, what I'm
you
saying
produce
is
the
that he's
points for us
first
at
of all,
the
he's
end
had
of the day. Points win the game,
that's
not
fine.
yards.
Well,
Yes,
it
you are
depends
correct.
on
That's
where you getting the
that's what I that's
touchdowns.
what I,
Are you
this is
getting the
what I was
touchdowns
leading
from
to
1 or
with
2
what I
yards
was
out?
saying. He's never earned 60 yards in a game in his career. So to expect that he's going to get 60 to 75 yards a game is a little unlikely when you have another running back who's younger and probably a little bit more stronger to run some of the inside runs where he doesn't have to be the dual guy. I think Austin will be your dual guy where you expect maybe
Yeah.
4 to 5 catches from him a game and maybe a 60 to 75 total yardage, 30, 40 yards rushing, 45 yards rushing, maybe 25,
No,
35
yeah,
receiving.
yeah, 60. Uh,
He's never averaged 60 yards a game rushing in his career. I just finished looking at
oh,
it. He's
average. My
never
bad.
averaged.
My bad. You right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying
Yeah,
as
but I
far
mean,
as remember
yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
we're not talking about one game. We're talking about consistency. So I'm just saying that within the offense that I think that we're going to be running, I could be wrong because I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be running, but based on Pritchard and looking at Kingsbury at Texas A&M with wherever he was with Kyler Murray. What's that? That's not Texas A&M. Where is that?
Stanford.
No, not Stanford.
You talking
Cliff
about Prince?
Kingsbury. Cliff
Oh, you talking about
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury,
Yeah.
USC.
No. With Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray.
Oh, Arizona Cardinals.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. There we go.
Oh,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So, you know what I'm saying? I looked at some Oklahoma films today. Again, he ran a lot of air raid stuff. So when he was with
yeah. That's
the
his. That's his.
Cardinals,
That's his stat.
he ran a lot of air raid stuff too. But because he ran a lot of air raid stuff, that's where Kyler was able to get his runs at. Kyler Murray was able to get his runs when the defense was playing man to man. Because
Yeah.
it's only one person checking him, and it's either the spot or they got to leave open the middle of the field. So once he starts scrambling, I'm just looking at scenarios like that. I think that Eckler is more dangerous as an extra like an extra receiver when things break down, more so
Yeah.
than saying that Robinson is going to have to be the one that averages the 60 yards out of the running
What
back.
What's
I
younger
agree with that.
name that they had that they brought back when Kingsbury got there? David Johnson, something like that.
Yeah, David Johnson, but David Johnson had a horrible year under him. They let him go
Yeah.
to the second year. His first year,
Exactly.
the 2 years that David Johnson was there before Cliff Kingsbury got there was his 1,000 yard years. When Cliff
Hmm.
Kingsbury came, he only had 500 yards.
Exactly. So
But
that's
that's
what
because they
stuff.
also had it wasn't Kenyon Drake. It might have been Kenyon Drake. If it
It was
wasn't
Kenyon
Kenyon
Drake.
Drake. All right,
It was King
it
Drake,
was
I believe.
Kenyon Drake had like 400 something yards, but Kyler Murray had, I want to say, 400 something yards. So the rushing yards got down for David Johnson because they had a rushing quarterback. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And again, Kyler didn't really get his rushing yards until the second year. The second year, I believe he had like 800 something yards rushing. But they had more rushing. They had no, I don't think they had more rushing yards, but I think Kenyon Drake had more rushing yards than he did the year before because David Johnson wasn't there. So to me, like I said, I don't know if the running backs even get you like they get used more than they did last year, and I think everybody will be happy with that because we barely used them last year. I think the highest carry count was 15 or no 11 for one back, and they gave a couple of other carries to somebody else, but no one back got more than 11 to 15 carries the whole season. And that's crazy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So this year, like I said, I believe they're going to run the ball more because you have the opportunity to have a Jaden Daniels where you can't where and even if Mariota's in, like I said, even if Mariota's in the game, I don't think that you take away the option that you have a mobile quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I believe the run is going to be implemented because it allows for us to try to get the safeties to sneak up for us to run play actions, things like that. I also think that if you have a Bobby Johnson, you do not run the ball. The Buffalo Bills run the ball. That's why Josh Allen has the ability to do some of the things that he does as well because they're a running team. The Giants, I don't think that Bobby Johnson, not that he cannot coach this line to coach a 1,300-yard running back, but I don't know if he gets a running back to 1,300 yards with Jaden Daniels as the quarterback. If you look at Saquon's years with the Giants, Daniels Jones' highest rushing year is Saquon's lowest total while healthy. So Bobby Johnson does a great job with the line in a rushing aspect, but Saquon's highest rushing year is when Daniel Johnson is not the quarterback and they don't have a rusher predominantly at the quarterback. So it'd be interesting to see what these guys are able to design together where your backs are able to get the touches as well as your quarterback. Because I really, like I said, I really don't think that Jaden needs any purposeful touches. I believe that he can get his touches when things break down. If you run something with him on purpose, you're asking for him to be tackled possibly on purpose. And I'd rather him like escape something and try to get down rather than running a design run where someone is able to be left open to make the play on him. That's just my opinion, though.
I agree. I agree. What you got, big son, on Bobby Johnson?
No, I started it.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
start
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Point.
I
So it's
started
on
it.
yeah,
me.
yeah.
You
Point.
know, that's why
It
we
was on
that's why we
me
took
to
the road that
introduce.
we
It's on
took
you, point.
basically,
Yeah, I went last because I was
in
here.
basically in so many words, like my thing is RG3 was here and we still got a 1,600-yard rusher. Now, is Eckler that? I don't think so. Is is um is Robinson that? I don't think so. The closest person that might be that is the third person on the roster that could probably do that in my eyes. But
Nah, Brian Robinson
in
is
my
the
eyes, in my eyes, Rodriguez is the man that will give you that give you that amount of yards. Eckler ain't done it.
no.
What's the name? Ain't never done it in his career.
Rodriguez.
Huh?
That's it. Special backs get you 1,300 yards, bro. Rodriguez is not special, bro. Chill.
We haven't gave him the chance to be special, bro.
We didn't get. I don't
He
care.
could he could he could definitely give you 1,300 yards, bro.
Big
He could
son.
definitely give you 1,300
If
yards.
he don't
The
fumble,
man is always falling forward. He only fumbled twice. The
How
man
he
is always falling
going?
forward.
He ain't had 300 carries in the NFL, bro. That's you.
Bro, that's what running
You see
backs
what
do.
happened?
They
You see what
fumble. That's
happened
like
against?
asking the quarterback not to throw an interception.
You
I
see
don't
what
know why
happened?
we so big on that.
You
That's
see
like
what happened
asking the
against?
that's
quarterback
why
not to
we
throw an
got rid of
interception, bro.
Tank.
Them curries show who you really are, bro. You don't get those. If you big son, you see what Gilbert Arenas came up son from? Second round, 14th, 15th man on the bench. You start in the league when you the man. You don't sit on the bench when you behind somebody and you like that. Okay, if he was the man, he would have been right there in the spot. If he was gonna prove it this year, let's say that the coaches suck and they ain't give him a shot. If he don't move up to the second or the first running back before the season over, he not the guy. I don't want to hear about wishful guys like that. You earn your spot in practice and who
It's
you are.
not
You don't
wishful,
get it
bro.
just
The
because you
guy
get
can
the
do it.
first
It's
game.
not wishful. It's nothing
Oh,
wishful about it. The guy
all
can
right.
do
I
it.
do like him though. Tavito,
What
I
I'm
mean,
saying is, on our mob, the guy that can do that is him. Eckler not gonna do it, and Robinson not gonna do it. He could.
Robinson
I'm not
almost
gonna
had
say
1,000
Robinson not gonna
yards
do
in
it.
8 games, bro. You tripping? Rodriguez has been on the team a whole season and ain't got the
But has
ball. I don't see
Rodriguez?
how you.
We can't say what Rodriguez has done. Rodriguez has not had the chance that Robinson got, so you can't say what Rodriguez can do. You
That's
don't
what I'm
know what
trying
he can
to
do,
say to you. He ain't moved up the depth chart. Are you not getting that part? He's just on the team to be sitting on the team. You when you
bro.
show something special in practice, how you move up the depth chart.
There's plenty of
He
good
might not
players that
even be
sit
on the
behind
team
other
this
good
year.
players, bro. That's what I'm
We
saying.
just signed
We
an
acting like the
undrafted
man is
running back.
not
He might
good.
not even make the team this year, bro.
Who?
You do realize that,
Rodriguez?
right? Yes,
Bro, that
we
man
got
making
an
the team.
undrafted.
We
We
tripping.
have a
We
we have
tripping.
4 running backs on the roster. Do you think they're
It
keeping
don't
all
matter.
4 of them?
Rodriguez is going to make the team.
All
I
right,
like
all
Rodriguez. I'm not going. I'm not
right.
going to say he can't do it. I like him, but I don't know if he's going to get the opportunity. I will say that, like
And
Vito
why
was
don't you get
saying.
the
He
opportunity?
probably won't get the opportunity to do it.
Why?
You got an Eckler in front of
Think
you.
that this coach? So you think that this coaching staff would not play a player? What would be the reason why they wouldn't play him?
The reason is
If he
what I
what you
said
talking?
earlier.
If he
Eckler.
can
The
do it,
reason. Can I
what
give you
would be
my
the
point,
reason
bro?
not to
Can I
play
give
him?
you my point,
Yes,
bro? I'm
sir.
trying to give
Yes,
you my
sir. Yes,
point.
sir. Yes, sir.
The reason why is you got a man named Eckler that scored 13 touchdowns in 2022,
Eckler is the
and he
leader
scored
in
12 in
fumbles outside of
2021.
Antonio
But what
Gibson
I'm
in the
saying is,
NFL. Do you
bro,
know that? He's the
So
the
leader in
I would say
fumblers.
if
this,
He's the
if
leader in
if
fumbles outside of
and,
Antonio Gibson, and he's a
and I
old
would
back.
say,
You're trying to
bro,
tell
he
me
had
that
and
a
hold up,
old
who
I will
veteran,
say this.
who
I, I would
who's the
say
leader in
Eckler,
fumbles?
behind Antonio Gibson, he has the highest amount of fumbles since 2015 in the
Yeah, he
NFL.
does.
They don't care about that because of the touchdown output. They don't care about that.
They might.
That's not
They
why he
don't.
got
They
signed to
picked him
us,
up.
bro. That's
Hey,
not
They
why
so
picked
he
him
look.
got
up.
picked up, bro.
So my opinion he could only take Brian Robinson's spot. That's the
I
spot
don't
that's
know about
available
that.
for him to take. And does he take that spot, Big Son? In your opinion?
He could,
He could.
but I don't think he will. I think
I'm
because
saying, in your opinion, does he take that spot?
Like I said, he could.
I don't know. Because
That's not
Eckler's
a that's
spot
that's
not
not a
really available for Gonzalez. You know what I mean? Because Eckler is a proven pass catcher in the league. So they're going to use him in that set, like how Will V is saying with that air raid and all that. They're going to use Eckler in that spot a lot. So the thing is that the other spot, the other running back, the power back, that's what's going to be available for the spot for him to take if he's going to get on the field, if he's going to get playing time. So is he going to take Brian Robinson's time? I don't think so. But
I'm not saying y'all
I
get
think
me
he
all
probably,
wrong.
I
I'm
think
not
he got a
saying
chance to
nobody's
make the
gonna take
team.
nobody time. I'm not saying nobody's gonna start in front of nobody. I said the guy that I believe that can get you 1,300 yards on this mob is Chris Rodriguez, and that's just my final
If he
answer.
if he not
every
starting, I
running
don't
back in
think
the
he can.
NFL could get 1,300 yards. They used to play running back before. Antonio Gibson got 1,000 yards in the NFL. Anybody can get 1,000 yards or 1,300 yards in running back. They're saying you right. Anybody that played running back that plays in the NFL can get 1,300 yards. So I don't see how Robinson can't get it when he had almost 1,008 games. How you don't see an extra 500 yards in another 8 games is beyond me, especially if they gave him the ball. And then he didn't even start the whole season that year after being shot in the knee and almost got you 1,000 yards in 8 games. And you can't see him getting it, but you can see a backup who don't even get on the field getting it. I mean, I'll just question it. I'm not knocking you. If that's what you see him doing, I'm gonna leave that there. But I know when we talked about this last year in the preseason after the fumble, you know what I'm saying? It took a long time to get on the field. It took a long time to get there. It's gonna take a long
But when
time
he
to get
got on the field, how he looked though?
in the season that we all said nobody cared. I get if you want to count it, I guess he looked
I'm
good.
just
I
saying
don't know
he.
if anybody
I'm
would
just
take his
saying every
space.
time I see
I
the
think he
guy,
looked good.
minus the
He looked
two
good.
fumbles that he had, every time I saw the guy, he was falling forward. It was no backwards motion with Christopher Rodriguez.
I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, I feel like he looked good when he got his time to play.
I like his burst. Let me
But
just
does
say that.
that mean?
I like
Listen,
his burst.
listen. This is the thing. But does that mean that he could be a starting back and get that same type of production?
I think he could
I do.
if he played.
I
I think he
do.
could. I think he would do well. I'm not gonna say I don't think he would do bad. I think it would if no. If he can keep the ball in his hand. Because at the end of the day, I just feel like if anything will take him off the field, because he runs so hard, because the way he runs, sometimes he tends to get a little loose with the football. So I just, if anything will take him off the field, it'll be
Nah, if
fumble.
I give him his credit, bro, the only time he fumbled was all defensive effort fumbles. He didn't fumble like Gibson used to fumble. Like
Right.
the fumbles were different. I'm not being hard on the kid because I don't like him. I don't think that he's a bum. I'm not saying that at all. I think Chris Rodriguez is a good football player. But what I'm trying to get, or at least what I'm trying to say, I'm not even trying to get anybody to understand my point. What I'm just trying to say though is that we have to understand that the depth chart has levels. All right.
Right.
And you got to get up there either through practice, special teams, or you got to know the coach in a special way nobody else knows you to know this guy. All right. Remember Jonathan Williams. Jonathan Williams got on the field with us. I mean, Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams got on the I think it was Jonathan Williams, but whichever one. He got on the field with us because either injuries but he was the fourth running back. He was behind
And I like the way he played too.
Patterson.
I'm not
He
gonna
was
lie.
behind Patterson
Yeah.
because we all thought that Patterson should have gotten more carries. Williams
Yeah.
was getting more carries than Patterson because something in practice is showing the team that we have to play this guy. That guy went on to go get a deal somewhere, I think, with the Saints after leaving us, and had a pretty good season with them within a similar role. And again, we could have. I think we should have kept him over, not
Yeah.
even over Rodriguez, but we didn't have to draft Rodriguez if we would have kept him or Patterson from the year before.
I agree.
Patterson is somebody that I watched get almost 2,000 yards every year he played in college. I could
Yeah.
say it. I know he could do it if he got the carries, but I don't. But I would still say and be a little bit hesitant to say that I don't know if he could get it on the pro level because something in practice or something did not get him on the field. And he was there far before the last year that we consider to be a tank season. I feel like with Gibson fumbling, just like Roe did, and he said it on plenty of shows, the fumbling that Gibson did, especially in the crucial times, you had to give some of these other backs a chance, and they weren't doing it. So I'll say that the whole staff was just not thinking about the culture in the right way. Rodriguez will get a shot to carry the ball this season if he remains on the team. I also believe that they picked up a undrafted running back to also challenge for that final spot as well, though. I said this when we got this staff, that this staff is going to be about the work that gets done at practice. It's not going to be about names on a roster because half of these guys might not even be here when it starts if they don't perform very highly at practice. Dan Quinn is a effort guy. If you're not showing the effort, you're gonna it's gonna reflect on the depth chart. It does not matter how good any of us think the player is. If they don't show up the effort, then they're not going to be there. That's why I said that Rodriguez has to actually keep his job. It's going to be between him and I have to look up the running back's name, but the undrafted running back that we picked up. They're going to challenge each other for that spot. Now, I'm not saying that Rodriguez can't play. He has a whole year of professional practice, season, everything. Even if it is a tank season or not, he has that under his belt. Is that going to be enough to stay, depending on what his role will be on the team?
That's a good question.
Mm.
That's a good question. Well, let me tell you my
Um,
analysis on Johnson. My analysis on Johnson is first and foremost, he's worked with Anthony Lynn in Buffalo. Anthony Lynn was the coach before McDermott. Actually, Anthony Lynn actually got fired. That's how McDermott got the
hey,
job.
boy, you just took it. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm talking to
yeah,
myself. I was about to say something about that with the running game, help him
yeah.
develop. But go ahead, go ahead.
I think that Johnson and Lynn works well together. The Buffalo Bills had the number one running game in the league. They were number two in attempts and number one in yards when Bobby Johnson and Anthony Lynn was together in Buffalo. With Tyrod Taylor, they had LaShawn McCoy was their running back in Buffalo, and he had 1,300 yards as well. So you got LaShawn McCoy had 1,300 yards. Saquon Barkley had 1,300 yards. So this guy knows how to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? And they also had Mike Gillislee, who also had 500 yards to go along with LaShawn McCoy.
Real quick, just to
1,300.
add to what we was talking about, not to cut you off, Big
Uh,
Son. Now, what you said, Big Son, with Anthony Lynn and Bobby Johnson being there, if Rodriguez is special, he's going to get on the field.
yeah,
They know running backs. Them
yeah,
two know running. If you think about the people that been up Buffalo and they've had consistency, but all of those guys have been injured up there. Like a lot of those guys have gotten injured 1 or 2 games, and they still find somebody that's on that bench or somebody in that second or third rotation that finds a way to make some plays until the guy get back. That's been a consistent nature for Buffalo at least the last 10
yeah,
seasons, guaranteed.
yeah, yeah. So I agree
Yeah,
with that.
with Rodriguez, that's been his theme too, Mr. Consistency. In college, that's all he did was get better. Each year, he got better and better. He only played 8 games his last year, but the year before that, he played all 13 games, had 1,300 yards. Last season, he had played 8 games, had 904 yards.
Mm. Yeah. So I think with those guys, with Johnson and Lynn together, I think that you really are going to have a team. With Johnson, Lynn, and Daniels together because they had Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. You got to remember that too. And I just said he had 500 yards rushing
And they
that
went in.
season as well. And they won 9 games. You know what I'm saying? So I think that could be the reason. So now, as we start to dive into the position coaches, I think they might have known they was getting Jaden Daniels all along because of who they
I told you
chose.
that, bro. We had that
Yeah,
conversation. I told you they
yeah,
knew. They
yeah.
just tried to
Because of who they
outplay the
chose.
shit. They knew though.
Right. Right. Based on who they chose as the offensive line coach, based on Anthony Lynn being the coach of Tyrod Taylor of all people, who we know Tyrod Taylor got wheels, he can run. And he could throw, and he got an arm too. Let's be clear about that. Tyrod Taylor got a nice arm. He could throw the ball too. You know what I'm saying? So being as though they had Tyrod Taylor, and the season that he had under him and Lynn together, I think it's a possibility that they all knew that they were going to draft Jaden Daniels. And so if they did know they were going to draft Jaden Daniels, I would hope and pray that these guys have already started to work on the offense that they plan on putting together for Tyrod Taylor. I'm curious to see how them guys, Lynn, Johnson, and Kingsbury, how they mesh. I'm
Well,
really interested to
quick
see.
question for you, Ro. Do you think Bobby Johnson was the header for Zach Ertz and Benson not coming to the team?
Absolutely. Well, maybe yes. So now he's a tight end coach. I don't
I'll,
see
I'll
why
say I say Ertz would be with Kingsbury. I'll say Senate was Johnson
was
and
Johnson.
Kingsbury.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
just fits both rooms, to be honest. Like
yeah,
that. That's why I said that kid's going to be. He's going to be in the running back room with Lynn. He's going to be on the O line room with Bobby Johnson, and he's going to be with the tight end coach,
yeah,
or with Kingsbury with Ertz.
yeah,
And I still think he's going to be wherever Ertz is. He's going to be as well.
yeah. Yeah, this is I mean when you think about what you got in Johnson, especially with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones, even though he wasn't the running quarterback like let's say a Josh Allen, maybe he's not Lamar Jackson. He still had a little bit of
Nah, he
will.
was probably a little bit more like Josh Allen, if anything.
Yeah. So he still has some will. So Johnson has pretty much worked with running quarterbacks his whole career.
And I think
And
Danny Dimes had like 700 yards. Is
yeah,
most
he
is
did.
yeah.
Yeah, he did. That playoff season, which was under
Mm-hmm.
Lynn, which Johnson was the coordinator for, their most successful season. They couldn't get it together until Johnson walked in there, to be honest.
And this the part
Um,
that I like what Leo was saying the last show that we did. Like this staff didn't just do his due diligence on making sure that the team got better. It crippled the conference as well.
I agree
Like
with that.
even like I said, I'm with all of y'all. Y'all know we all grew up and run the same team. You don't pick it within the conference, but when the conference has picked within us and they've had success,
That's
I don't
true.
see why it's not a good get back year. Antonio Pierce, LeVar Arrington. It started with Bobby
Alpha
Mitchell
Moore
and
is the
with Brian
biggest
Mitchell.
one.
Brian Mitchell
How
shouldn't
about
have
Alpha
did it.
Moore's, bro?
Alpha
Nah,
Moore.
Brian Mitchell is the
Alpha,
biggest one, bro. Brian
I
Mitchell is
don't
the
know.
biggest op, bro. He played for everybody,
Yeah, he
bro.
played for everybody except
He
Dallas.
played
He
for
didn't go to Dallas.
everybody, bro.
He didn't
Yeah,
go to
except
Dallas
for
though.
Dallas. He ain't go to
Yeah, he
Dallas.
wasn't
But
gonna do
again,
that.
But that's
he
kind of
played with
like
the
what's
Eagles
the
and the
name? That's kind of
Giants.
like Alpha Moore's. But did he tell? Alpha Moore's every time he came back, he tear his skin off our ass.
Yeah,
Every time
that's
with the
true.
Giants and
Nah,
the
he
Cowboys,
he
tore
he
skin off our
he
ass.
deserved that though. Out of everybody that it
Yeah, he
happened
did.
to
We
us with,
did him
bro, he
dirty.
deserved it. He
We did him
deserved it
dirty.
because we were supposed to make him the franchise back. Wasn't no
Yes, we
reason
were.
why,
You
even with
don't.
RG3. But you want to know what? I also think that's why I didn't like Kirk Cousins. That's the one thing I don't like about Kirk Cousins. If now that I'm remembering, that's what would make me be on the same page with Roe. Because that's why I didn't like Kirk Cousins when he was here, is because that's why Alpha Morris was no longer here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alpha Morris
Yeah.
couldn't run the ball without that read option added to Alpha Morris's game, and they had to
Yep.
take
Mhm.
it away because Kirk Cousins couldn't move.
Yep.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins was stationary
Yep.
like
Yes,
a
and
goddamn
it hurt.
laundry
It hurt
tub.
the team. And Jay Gruden was so arrogant that he didn't
Oh
realize
man.
that it was the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
I still want to put hands and feet on Jay Gruden for that season.
Yeah.
I'm so serious.
Yeah.
you
What he
and
did,
you
what he did to
hold on.
Alex
You
Smith,
and
he
DJ
almost killed
Swerve.
Alex Smith over
Oh no,
some
was that
booty.
Merriweather? I think that was
No, that was
Merriweather.
DJ Swerger. That was
That was
Swerger.
Swerve.
Say
All
he
right,
only,
That's
he only
where
watched on film.
Hey, you got to give him credit for having some BALLS, boy.
Yeah.
He offered an NFL player up, bruh.
Hey, shout out to DJ, man. Shout out to DJ Swerger, man.
Hey,
Hey,
and DJ still playing, y'all. He's
yeah,
still playing out there. He's not in the NFL, but he's in the uh what's the jump with the defenders?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah. He,
arena football.
yeah,
yeah, he in that.
Nah, the
Yeah.
XFL.
No. Canadian. Or the XFL, one of them.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
the
the
XFL got
XFL.
switched. I think it's the XFL now. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to DJ Swerger,
And
man.
he's still playing. But hold on. Would y'all have took DJ Swearinger back to the mob?
No,
Depends on what type of shape he in.
no.
That would be my answer.
Only person I'm taking back would have been Landon Collins. Other than that, no.
Yeah, yeah, I with you.
I move forward with who we got. If we would have went
Yeah,
back, I would have went back to Landon Collins. Landon
I
Collins
agree.
What
was
what
was
about Cole
better.
Holcomb? That's the last one, Cole Holcomb.
Not right now, but no,
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I
would.
wouldn't
I
mind Cole
would.
Holcomb. I wouldn't mind
I
Cole
take him to
Holcomb.
learn under Bobby for 1 year. I would,
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
Cole will come out a Cole animal the next year.
yeah,
yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that.
yeah. I wouldn't
Okay.
mind Cole
Um,
Okay.
Holcomb.
so I do think that with Bobby Johnson working with the working, I mean, with his resume and the things that he's already done with the running backs he's done, I think this could possibly be a really, really, really good marriage with Jaden Daniels. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not as big on Austin Eckler as y'all might be. I'm gonna be
I'm not
honest.
either, bro. I'm
Yeah,
looking at some stuff. I'm not really that big
yeah.
on him neither.
I'm not as
Especially
big.
knowing that he's not 1,000 yard. I mean that's not even the biggest. I think the biggest is he can't stay healthy. To me,
Yeah, that's part of what. That's part of my
Nah, he don't
concern.
really got that. He don't really got that many years where he's been hurt like that, bro.
No,
Like
he
he
don't have
got.
that many years. It's just that he's coming off of the type of injury. You know, he had that thumb injury last year, and so that's where you hold. You
Bro,
know, hold
16 games, 14 games, 16 games. In 2020, he only played 10 games. 2021, 16 games. 2022, 17 games. Last year, 14 games. Austin Eckler is not having a problem with playing. He's having a problem with his starting quarterback staying healthy. That's
I
who
agree
is
with
getting
that part.
hurt. His numbers only go down. His numbers really only go down when Herbert gets hurt. Herbert's not been healthy for 1 year, except for 1 year going into the playoffs. Other than
But
that, he's
that's why,
always finished the year on.
yeah. But that's why I was saying it's the type of injury for me that it's the type of injury for me. It's that thumb injury. That's where I think the fumbles might be coming from. Because ever since he been having problems with that thumb, and because that's where you essentially that's where you hold the football. You know what I'm saying? So ever since he kind of been having a little bit of juice with that thumb, you know what I'm saying? We really have, he's had some problems with the fumbling. So if anything, when it comes to Eckler, that's my concern. I'm not saying that this is set or this is what's going to happen. This is not like a prediction.
I
That's
mean,
just a concern. That's all.
he was
You know.
offensive player. He got 1 year with 5 fumbles. He got 1 year with 5 fumbles, and he was the offensive player of the year. And then he got another year where he got 5 fumbles, and that would be last year. Like it was just a
Right.
lot. When things look
But that's
bad,
why I
none
said
of your
since the
none of
thumb
the
injury.
good look bad.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's why I was saying since the thumb injury, he's had, 2 5 fumble years. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah,
Well,
so that's why no, go ahead.
no, I was going to agree with you and say, well, yeah, yes, that's why I said like the fumbles are what's concerning. The thing is with Austin Eckler, why I do think that oddly he fits in our division is that he is tough as nails. You are not going to find anybody his size as tough as he is outside of maybe a Darren Sproles. And Darren Sproles not playing no more, so we ain't got to worry about that. But this kid is really, really tough. He's going to run hard. He is a heck of a pass blocker. And that's why I feel like he's going to be more of a fake the handoff. Let's get him out on the passing play. Because if he goes out on a route and this running back stays in to watch Jaden, you've got a almost for sure catcher in a receiver. He's definitely had 100 catches in 1 year and had almost that. I think he had like 900 yards and 13 touchdowns on rushing. And then he had 100 catches and almost 1,000 yards. I think like almost 800 yards or something like that, 700 or 800 yards in receiving. Like the guy can do a lot. If we all remember McKissick, but he's a similar to a McKissick type of back. I think McKissick may have had like a more explosive burst, running forward, like how he maybe Juke can try to get the extra little 2-3 yards, like scatting forward. I think that was an ability that he has more than Eckler, but Eckler is a small guy, so if this line can block and we can actually, like I said, try to actually run the ball. If Senate is in a road, like in a motion blocking type of situation, I see them being able to at least get that kick out block or that block to get inside to have an extra man there. This is why I believe that Robinson or Rodriguez, let's give Big Son some shout out with that, have the ability to take over as the leading rusher. Doesn't mean that they're going to start and that they're not going to use whatever system they're going to use. But like I said, whenever they do have that 2 running back set, it's going to be Eckler and Robinson more likely, and you'll fake it to Eckler and then give it to fake it to Robinson, give it to Eckler on the pass, or you can fake it to Robinson and the Eckler being out on a route, or you could just give it up to Robinson to the side that Senate is coming in motion, something like that, where I feel like they're trying to devise some type of running scheme within the players that we have. Because like I said, I really don't know if we're gonna know. I mean, if we're gonna see the offense that we're imagining. Because I can name the players and I can put the players on the field, but how they line up and whether we're going to do something specific or are we going to change up the formations here and there and everything like that. RG3 came out in 3 formations. All 3 of them was just as dangerous. You got the tight situation, you got the bunch, and you got the double or the power tight. So it's like the tight with the 2 tight ends on one side, one of them coming in motion with Alpha Morris in the backfield and Jordan Reed in the backfield. Then you got the bunch where the wide receivers is bunched up, and then you got the same 2-back set or Alpha Morris back there with RG3, and then bring in Jordan Reed in motion or one of the receivers in motion out of the bunch, and then you just got the regular tight end on the line formation with Alpha Morris back there, RG3, and you can fake the read option, hit the little slant behind with Garcon. It wasn't real complicated, but because we had so much we could run out of it, it was hard to stop.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Yeah,
definitely agree
because
with you.
even if you wasn't the hot route, you still was open on some of
Yeah.
them plays
Mm-hmm.
because of the
Mm-hmm.
threat of RG3 running or
Mm-hmm.
the running back possibly running. Because let's not forget,
Yeah.
Alpha Morris was
Yes. And when
16,
Alfred is getting
13, and 11,
yards
I
of
think.
yeah, when Alfred getting 5 yards of carry, it ain't even about RG3 at that point because that's why RG3 that Vikings game. That's why RG3 was able to break that run like that because Alfred Morris had been. I think he had went like 4 weeks in a row with getting 100 yards. Like you have to pay attention to the running back when he's kicking y'all butt like that. And if you got a quarterback that can scoop, that's all you need is a little bit of space.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And so that's what I think with Bobby Johnson, man. That's what I think with Johnson. I just think he adds such a element and experience when it comes to running quarterbacks. I think he adds such an element of experience and an element of juice when it comes to running quarterbacks, man. I think it could be a perfect merge. It could quite possibly be a perfect merge. But again, my another concern is how does he work with Kingsbury? Because they have never worked before. Lynn and Johnson has worked together before. Um, and Kingsbury, and I guess Kingsbury's the lone wolf on his staff. He's never worked with the other guys, but it's a couple other guys that's worked together. You know what I'm saying before, but we have never seen Bobby Johnson, King, and all of this mixture. So I'm really interested to see how this mixture is going to fare. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next position, um, which is the wide receivers coach. The wide receivers coach. You know what I'm saying? We got Bobby Ingram. Bobby Ingram is a longtime Seahawk. If y'all all remember Bobby Ingram was a longtime Seahawk. Really, really has a long career in the NFL, very prolific career too. He was really good. I believe he played a couple years for the New York Giants as well. So just to run down Bobby Ingram's resume as a coach. Let's run that down. Bobby Ingram enters his 10th season in the NFL as a coach. He was the Baltimore Ravens tight end coach from 2019 through 2021 and wide receivers coach from 2014 through 2018. Ingram also coached the season with the San Francisco 49ers in the role of an offensive assistant in 2011. And he played 14 seasons for the Bears, Seahawks, and the Chiefs. Oh, my bad. The Chiefs, Bears, Seahawks, and Chiefs. And was most recently the offensive coordinator / quarterback coach for the Wisconsin Badgers. That was I believe that was in 2022. He was the offensive coordinator for Wisconsin Badgers. In 2020, Ingram contributed to the offense for Baltimore, where he was the tight ends coach to the 7th most points in the NFL and led the league in rushing with 3,000 yards for consecutive seasons. They had 3,000 rushing yards, bruh. Like, what in the world? During the 2020 campaign, Mark Andrews was tied, who he was coaching tight ends. Mark Andrews was tied for the team lead with 58 receptions for 701 yards and 7 touchdowns, becoming the first tight end in Ravens history with multiple seasons of at least 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. In 2019, under Ingram's watch, the Ravens tight end also played a major part with the team, setting records in offense and a franchise 14-2 record, overall record. Mark Andrews earned his first Pro Bowl stint, led the team with 64 receptions for 852 yards. This was under Ingram's watch, and 10 receiving touchdowns. Tight end Nick Boyle and tight end Hayden Hurst rounded out the trio and accumulated and accounted for 3 of the Ravens' top 5 reception leaders. In 2019, the Ravens ranked number 1 in the NFL with 33.2 points a game and rushed for 206 yards per game, finishing number 2 in the NFL. And then they were number 2 in total yards as well with 407 yards per game. The club also set a new NFL single season rushing record with 3,200 rushing yards. Baltimore also became the first team to ever average 200 passing yards and 200 rushing yards in a season. That was while Bobby Ingram was on the staff as a tight ends coach, and that is very special because guess what? As a tight ends coach, you are contributing to the passing game and the running game. So I'm gonna swing it around the room and see what y'all got on Bobby Ingram.
I want to go. Absolute fan of this pick right here as a coach. Um, as my god brother was a Giants fan all his life, Bobby Ingram has been in my ear for a long time. He used to play with the Chicago Bears as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Um,
That's where I
outside of
remember
his,
him from more than anything.
huh?
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I said that's where I remember him from more than anything. But go ahead.
Yeah. Again, out of being in the NFL as a player, I remember him as a player. Was a pretty consistent guy. Tough nose. Always was in the game. Never really like one of those players that like disappeared whenever a big game came around and stuff like that. As a coach, his resume has gotten extremely upgrade from what I expected. I didn't know he was a part of that Ravens staff a few years ago, and again for them to be number 1 in rushing, I think what NFL history, like 3,200 yards, has got to be a record for the
Yeah,
rushing.
NFL record. That's an NFL record.
Yeah. Again, I don't believe we have the same exact makeup as a roster or anything like that. But again, to be a part of that staff, you know what a good running game looks like. You know what the system is supposed to do. Like Rose said, coaching the tight end means that you're a part of the running game and the passing game. Two things that are definitely good. By us having Dotson be a main wide receiver this year instead of a slot guy. I think that's very important to have somebody that has the experience that you're asking from your player instead of a wide receiver who hasn't played. I mean, a wide receiver coach who hasn't played that position. Um, again, he's played in this division, so he knows how important these games are against certain teams, which I've spoken about several times in our years doing this, that we need coaches that care about this rivalry. I believe that he's one of them that's going to add to understanding what it means to beat these teams that we have in a few seasons. So I'm really excited about this pick to see what it does for Terry, especially.
That is why I'm most excited about this pick because of Terry McLaurin. Okay, I think Terry McLaurin is a top receiver in this league, and I'm not saying the top receiver. But I think he can be one of those guys that, given a chance, can be moved around the offense, can be put in positions to make plays. And I feel like no coordinator that we've had has really moved Terry around the right way, have him do some different stuff, you know? So I think that in development of the wide receivers, you need a guy that's played the position. You know, You need a guy that's been able to um, be in the big games. You know what I mean? The games that matter, the games that can get you to the playoffs, the games that knock you out of the playoffs. So I'm ecstatic about this pick. I think that was a very good choice. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet though, because his resume speaks for itself. So I just really expect our receivers to really learn some stuff from this guy, and I think they will.
Okay, okay. What you got, Big Son, on Bobby Ingram?
I think it's big, not only just because of McLaurin, I'm going to say because of Dotson and McCaffrey. It's going to be uh, a tough task in my eyes to try to stop a guy like McCaffrey already. But then once you try to stop him, you think about double teaming him. You really run the risk of Dotson catching fire. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know that's my man. I'm gonna stand on Dotson. I like his game. Yes, he did drop a lot of balls last year, but this is a new year. I'm gonna judge him from this year here coming up, and I'm gonna judge him hard. You know what I'm saying? So I think Bobby is a good pick, not only for them two guys, but the guy Benson. Not Ertz is already a proven veteran in the league and everything, so we know what we're gonna get from Ertz. But to have Benson not have a guy like Bobby Ingram come in and coach him, a guy who played 14 years in the league and played for teams that that um that had some beat at the time, you know what I'm saying? So to get a guy like that knows the game, respects the game, and gonna teach these players how to play the game, I like the pick.
Okay, okay. So for me, I'm gonna look at this a little bit different, right? So this is another guy that has worked with a running quarterback. And it's very unique that they chose him coming from the tight ends position because and I'm gonna tell you what I think, why I think that was so strategic. Because now you have a guy who can teach the the wide receivers how to block for a running quarterback, which is very important. Blocking is very important when you have for the running game as a whole.
That's
That's how
a
you
good call,
break the
bro.
big.
That's a good call, bro.
Yeah, that's how you break the big run. So to have a guy who is coached tight ends, some of the better tight ends for a quarterback who runs the ball as much as Lamar Jackson for the best running game in the history of football. I think that was very strategic on their part. That's why I said based on the now we unfolding the coaches. I think that they knew they were going to get Jayden Daniels based on the coaches that they chose because literally they got all coaches that complement a running quarterback. So and we know Caleb Williams, even though he scrambles, he doesn't run. He's not really a runner. He's a scrambler, and we know Drake May is not really a runner either. He's a scrambler. So I think the whole going back to Big Son's point, I do think that the Drake May and Jaden Daniels controversy and all of that, and whoever we might have gotten where they said they could have gotten JJ McCarthy, all these other guys, those were all bluffs. I believe those were bluffs. Now
Yeah,
looking at
you can see that from a long shot. Like we already knew like the style and the brand that we wanted, and that brand was definitely Jay and Daniels. Like
yeah,
the electricity that you get from Jay and Daniels, could you get that from Caleb Williams? Possibly, but is he as quick as Jay and Daniels? Nowhere near.
no,
That
he's
boy
not a
lightning.
runner.
That
Yeah,
boy lightning.
yeah,
You know what
he's
I'm
not
saying?
a
You're not gonna get that big lightning play from Caleb at the speed. At the
right,
speed Jaden Daniels gonna give it. It's
right.
just point blank period on a whole nother level.
Yeah, so I give Big Son some credit. Big Son said from day one, hey, they know they're gonna get Jaden Daniels. They just bluffing. Big Son has said that from day one. And based on the coaches that they have, the position coaches they have, I think all of them compliment Jaden Daniels so far. So far, everybody that we've seen thus far. And
Uh,
once we've driven into
No,
their resume a little bit. Go ahead.
no disrespect to Caleb Williams, but that's like choosing crystals over White Castle. If any of y'all and roll you down there,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Crystals, alright. But White Castle on a whole nother level.
I
Yeah,
disagree. I disagree.
You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
I can just say this now. I'm telling y'all now. I think Caleb Williams going to surprise a lot of people this year.
But listen to me though. I said Crystals is good. Okay, it's good. I've ate
Nah,
there. It's decent. I've ate
I'm,
there. But White Castle,
um,
whole nother level.
man, what they got over there, man, for him to throw to. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying we might see
Did they
something.
did they bolster the line anymore?
I believe they
I
did.
believe they did. I believe they
I believe
did. I
they
think they
did.
did address the line.
Okay.
They address the line.
Yeah,
But I still don't see. I think that our coaching staff is highly experienced, based, especially going through their resumes now. I think they're extremely experienced on what we have and what we do. I think they complement. I think this was an investment, and now I'm gonna give Adam Peters a little bit of credit here. I think this whole coaching staff was an investment in the Jaden Daniels. You know what I mean? The same way that I think that Kyle Shanahan put together a system specifically for RG3. I believe that could be the potential here too. I
yeah,
believe
I can agree with that.
yeah.
I can
I
agree with
believe
that.
that this could be some potential to where they're putting together something special specifically for Jaden Daniels. Like we're really building the team around Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
Ba-
remember the names that was in the building there? Matt LaFleur.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Sean
Sean McVay.
McVay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who else?
What was the coach
Um,
for Chicago? He was here too during that time. I forgot.
uh,
Yeah, he was here too. The guy for who was coaching Chicago, who coached Mitchell Trubisky, for them couple seasons. You know what I'm talking about, but he was here as well. Um, yeah, so I think personally that this coaching staff is being put together, and on the offensive side is specifically being put together to complement Jaden Daniels. I do think Bobby Ingram will be able to teach those guys out on the outside, Torrey McLaurin and Josh Dotson, blocking angles, how not to get penalties, just certain things that you really need either a tight end or offensive line coach in order to teach. And with the addition of Bobby Johnson also being a tight ends coach, and Pritchard at one point in time being a tight ends coach, I believe he went through the whole ladder at over there at Stanford. I think that this is a perfect marriage when it comes to what we want to do with Jaden Daniels. So I have nothing but positive for Bobby Ingram. He has a lot of NFL experience. And again, he was on a team that rushed for 3,200 yards in one season. Rushing. That's not passing, ladies and gentlemen. Most teams don't even get that passing. Some, not most, but some teams don't even get that passing.
And
that's
I
why I'm
think
saying
I
that's
think
what
they
I
just
see. That was my statement when we was talking about Bobby Johnson. That's why I said that's what I see. I see a potential, 1,300 yard rusher. Who is it going to be? I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. That's who I see. You know what I'm saying? And because of that,
Yeah. What you
the
saying,
last time
Vito?
we had the last time we had a mixture like this, that's what we did.
Yeah. Yeah. What you saying, Vito?
I was more so getting ready to say that with the staff that we got in place, I feel like it also benefits Ben Sinnott too.
Yeah.
All of these
Yeah.
guys having it, like having Ertz as a mentor, and having all of these guys that have coached at different levels at the tight end spot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no way it doesn't benefit Sanat.
Nah, I mean you just learn. I just feel like he can learn the most. Like even with Jaden Daniels having Pritchard have that like kind of just being a little bit younger, so maybe being able to work with him. Maybe they can make the plays and the playbook, play calling, and all that a little bit more simpler or make it more funner because they all younger and all of that. But Senate gets the advantage of having a probably probably Hall of Fame tight end in front of you that you can learn from while being coached by what, four different coaches that have tight end experience
Yeah,
outside of offensive line experience, outside of having wide receiver experience as well. And remember, I told y'all that Senate was a wide receiver in high school.
right, right. I think that's a positive. But and even with what you said, Big Son, where you was like, yeah, we could have those big numbers within the rushing game because these guys have done it before. These guys have done it before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do agree with that.
yeah. I mean, I'm a firm believer, and if somebody shows you who you are, you believe them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And they showed us that's what they do.
yeah,
So that's what I believe they're gonna do.
yeah.
That's just my belief.
Yeah, I think that is part of that's part of really what this team is being formed as, at least on the coaching end. Again, offensively, they have really put together a lot of guys with who has experience with running quarterbacks. Every single person on the offensive side has experience with a running quarterback. Literally every single position thus far. Offensive line, wide receivers coach, tight end. Well, we haven't gone through tight end. That's what's next. Tight end coach. Well, not next. Anthony Lynn is next. We got to get to Lynn. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Yeah, you got to get to Lynn. Lynn is next. But we know Lynn has experience. He coached Tyrod Taylor, so he has.
And he coached Eckler. He coached
And
Eckler as
And
well.
yeah.
I
So
want to say real quick that this may be, and just because of if anybody that follows our show, and again, y'all can go look at any of the previous games over the last few seasons. We are live on all of them. I want to say real quick though, this may be very interesting on the development of Jay and Daniels because you have so many coaches that have coached running quarterbacks. If his arm can meet the requirements of Lamar Jackson, where he is right now, year one,
yeah, yeah.
this may be a lot more dangerous than
I'm with you,
anticipated,
Vito.
because that's the one thing that keeps Lamar Jackson to me from getting to the Super Bowl is the passing game at that time in the playoffs.
Yeah,
This year with Derrick Henry, maybe they have a different approach, and I can understand that with having Derrick Henry. I don't see why you wouldn't try that approach. But if they have to face the Chiefs, he's even with Derrick Henry, bro. He's gonna have to pass the ball. It's gonna be the
I
the
mean, he's
media.
had some good passing. It's the thing. It's not like his passing sucked this year. It
No,
could have
no, no,
been
no,
better.
no. That's why I said he was really good this year. I think
Yeah,
that in previous years, that's what definitely stopped him was the passing.
yeah,
And this year, that I think they just went away from the game plan a little
yeah.
bit. I'm
yeah.
just
They
saying
they
that
tried to
Jaden,
Lamar them to death, and that
yes,
wasn't gonna work.
and I'm
Would you say, Vito? We lost you.
Yeah,
Um,
they was trying to Lamar him to them to death, man.
yeah,
And I didn't think even remember I was saying in the game. Remember I called y'all. I think I was on the road that game if I'm not mistaken. Or I remember calling. I was like Lamar Jackson. No, I was watching that game. As a matter of fact, I was on the road for the San Francisco game.
yeah.
So
It
I
was
was like
halftime.
Lamar.
You said it at halftime.
Yeah, I was like Lamar Jackson has the most rushing yards. Of course, he's the quarterback, so he got the most passing yards, and he had the second most receiving receptions and receiving yards on the team at the time. I'm
Yeah,
like, this isn't going to work.
yeah,
This isn't going to work. Somebody got to catch the passes. Somebody else got to step up and play.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
I
I
agree.
think that was their problem. Nobody else really. OBJ, you done went down to Miami to try to steal some money. That you was in the playoffs. You was supposed to help take them to the next level. That was supposed to be his moment.
I agree. I totally agree.
You know.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. So, based on this staff, man, based on this staff, it's like, man, they really put together a
Uh,
staff full of people with
mm,
experience, with running quarterbacks, with some really good running quarterbacks too. Because right now, if you look on the staff, you got Kyler Murray, you got Josh Allen, you have Daniel Jones, you have Lamar Jackson, all in this staff. These are the people that coached him. These are the people that coached him. All on this, or coach those guys. All on this staff.
quick,
One
Quick
staff.
question from all of y'all, real quick. I want to know this real quick.
Uh-huh.
With this superstar stardom type of hiring of the coaching staff, do you guys think that these guys are any way or any form matching the method that Joe Gibbs used back in the day when he was building his team? Because you remember he used to do the same thing, build super staffs
I
to
think we are.
to
I
cater to his team.
I do
You
think
Well,
know,
we
I think honestly, I think Dan Quinn, if 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 and this is a big if he could have a good 2 or 3 good years straight, I think we're going to see Dan Quinn in Washington a long time. You know, and so with that being said, I think that he will have a good. I think this staff is good enough for a good 3 year run right now. You know,
if you can keep them
and
together. If you can keep them
yeah,
together.
no, that's what I'm saying. I think you can keep them together for 3 years. I think if anybody leaves right now, just looking at it, it is Cliff Kingsbury. I
It's
believe
Joe,
Joe Witt. I
Joe
believe
Witt.
Joe Witt gonna ride with him for a little while.
I don't know. I think if Joe Witt, if we have a top five offense, right? If we have, I mean defense, sorry. If we have a top five defense, I think Joe Witt name jumps because of Deron Bland, because of Diggs, Trayvon Diggs. I think Joe Witt's name jumps to the forefront when it comes to head coaches.
Well, yeah, especially if we do well, especially if we win. But what
Yeah,
I'm saying is that in my opinion, even if it jumps, I think Joe Witt stays here 3 years.
hmm. I don't
I don't,
know. I don't know. I say no. I just think his resume is really good, and I'm not. I say no. He's not staying 3 years.
I say he stays 3 years. I mean, I looked at Joe Witt and Dan Quinn, a bit of their chemistry. I believe that Joe Witt thinks he can win a Super Bowl here with Dan Quinn. Now, in the event that we win a Super Bowl, then that changes everything. What I'm saying.
Yeah,
But I'm not even thinking that deep into saying we're gonna win a Super Bowl. I'm saying that we're gonna be a playoff team, in my opinion. So of course, if you go to the playoffs, you can win the Super Bowl. But if they win the Super Bowl, then I think that changes everything. And yes, he go get the job somewhere else.
I don't
But
think we need to win the Super Bowl. Let's say if we have the number one defense in the NFL under Joe Witt, Joe Witt is out of here.
no,
nah,
I don't think
I don't think
so.
Already.
so.
I don't
I
think
don't think
so.
so
I
I don't
think
think
because
he
so.
continues to build his brand like he did,
yeah,
when he was with him with the Cowboys. They had
and
top five defense.
I was
yeah, I
about to
don't think
say.
he.
I was about to say
Yeah,
that. The thing is, bro, is I think in order for Witt to go be a head coach somewhere else, he has to win a Super Bowl. The only reason why I say that with us, the only reason why I say that, my bad for repeating myself, excuse me, is because um one, the job is incomplete if you don't win the Super Bowl. And yes, he can. Let's say
Mhm.
now, there's one scenario that I see him being able to leave, but other than that, though, I see him being here all 3 years because look at the staff that we've built. He's gonna have to comb through the whole NFL to try to build the same type of staff somewhere else as the head coach somewhere else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not saying that nobody else has a resume. I'm not saying nobody that you know what I'm saying that you can't find other guys in the league that you may have wanted to work with or something like that. That's not to say that. But right now seems like we're kind of putting together that perfect merge type of situation where everybody, even if you're not that good at this, you got some backup. Like it's somebody that
I
is
agree with that.
also played in that situation too that can help you out in this situation just in case type of shit.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree. Now, is this the best situation for them? I think so. But let's say a team offers them just a boatload of money and
I
offers
mean,
them a
again,
job. How many people gonna
uh,
turn that down?
Ben Johnson.
We ever offer him the job though?
Yeah,
We
we
were go-
did. He turned it down.
we flew out there to go tell him you got the job, and he didn't meet with us.
Right. Okay. Okay. Um, right, because it was a better situation where he felt like where he was.
Because of the same reason why I'm saying that Joe Whitt might stay is because we already got this situation going on, and this is the closest situation that I have to get a ring. Yes, being a head coach is the thing, and yes, that may be a dream of mine. But if I go right now without completing the task, or at least trying to complete the task, I'm going as an incomplete. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in as a head coach with a possibility of just making my offense good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing that we could hope that Ben Johnson would have did. We couldn't really look at him as changing the culture more than we got a new owner and we got a new head coach. With Dan Quinn, because he already has experience, it's not like he's coming in as a brand new head coach. Ben Johnson would have been coming as a brand new head coach. We'd have then had to find out who our offensive coordinator was going to be. Now, are Ben Johnson and Adam Peters on the same page with what they're trying to pick? Is Ben Johnson cool with him picking up the McCaffrey in whatever offense that he's trying to run based on what he was just running in Detroit? Eckler's not here. Those Dallas guys are probably not here. Bobby Wagner's probably not here. What type of free agents will we have gotten at that particular time? Does he address the team based on what we looked like last year, or do we base it on this was a tank season last year? I think that the way that Quinn is coming to set it up is like, okay, some of these guys are involved in what the team was doing last year, and then some of these guys need to be here because, again, what I was saying, that they have the experience of losing, and not that that's always a good thing, but in the situation that we're going to change the culture, and these guys deserve the victory. They put in the work before, while they were losing and while they was going on through all of this, they were putting in the work to be winners. It just came up short in this year that they went to the playoffs. These are the guys that showed up the most in the years that we went to the playoffs. We'll keep them on the roster. We're going to add to this roster and see what we can get the first year coming out of it. Do I think that this is a Super Bowl roster? I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to say yes either. What I will say is that I definitely have to see what we're going to run offensively, because that's going to the where we show our mismatches at and where we can see our mismatches at is where I'm going to be able to find my confidence and how much and how far that team can go. You know what I'm saying? How we play, how we compete are going to be those things. But the coaching staff that we have doesn't seem like a coaching staff who isn't willing to do everything to compete to get the win. And that's what I really feel more confident about with this staff than I did any other staff in the last probably 8 years.
Yeah, I could say that. I do feel a lot. I feel like this. Do I feel like this is a Super Bowl winning staff? Yes. I'm gonna keep it real. I do feel like this is a Super Bowl winning staff. I do. You know what I mean? Even, and I don't think anyone on the staff actually has a ring outside of Izzo.
Dan
Um,
Quinn.
yeah, Dan Quinn
Yeah.
does Seahawks as a coordinator though. As a coordinator, not in the role he's in now. Not in
I
the
mean,
role
no,
he's
but
in
he
now.
got a but like he was the defensive coordinator. It's not like he was
He's in a different
a
role.
position coach. You know what I mean?
That's
So he
true.
was he was the defensive coordinator. Like
That's
he,
true.
you know,
Okay.
for the reason why they won the Super Bowl. For let's be real,
Right. Right.
that's the reason
Right.
why they won.
I agree.
They
But
came on
again,
this. They came on this
Pete
smacking
Carroll,
Peyton Manning.
Pete Carroll has proven that he was the man there at that point. Carroll has proven that was his mob, and they went back to back just as much because of him as anybody else on that staff. So I want to give
I'd
Pete
argue,
Carroll his
I'd
flowers.
argue that, I'd argue that because the Legion of Boom was much more noted than their offense. Marshawn Lynch is more famous than Russell Wilson, even with
Right.
Russell Wilson being a quarterback and being married to Sierra. Um,
But
Marshawn Lynch is
who bought
probably
Marshawn Lynch there? Pete
is
Carroll.
not about who bought him there when he's the head coach. Who's to say that the GM didn't?
Right. But Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll had Reggie Bush too.
Which was Scott McCloughan though, the GM.
Yeah. McClellan was the GM, so it's not to
Yeah.
say that is just Pete Carroll's by itself. And again, it's not to say that. But again, we can say a lot of those defensive picks could have been Dan Quinn influence because of how his resume has gone since he left that team, and also that
No, they were
team.
still, remember, after Quinn left, they were still number one 3 years in a row after that.
No, what I'm saying is that they didn't go to the Super Bowl after that at any
No,
point when
no,
Quinn left.
no,
What I'm saying is that Dan Quinn can say that I am known for one of the most noted defenses in NFL history.
no, absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And that defense got themselves to 2 Super Bowls and won one of them. And yes, Pete Carroll is the head coach. But name me somebody on offense outside of Marshawn Lynch that had a season that you would find remarkable. And Russell Wilson
Percy,
did
Percy,
too,
Percy, Percy Harvin, Percy
but
Harvin went.
Gotta lock it.
again, Percy Harvin did not have a remarkable season.
Because he got traded.
Percy
Remember, he
Harvin
got
had a
traded to them.
remarkable Super Bowl until he got injured. Before,
Yeah, he got traded to them in the middle
yeah,
of the
from the
season.
Vikings, but
Yeah,
Percy
yeah,
Harvin and
What
Trayvon
what
Austin are the
Percy
same
Harvin?
player.
No, he wasn't returning kicks with them, was it? Or was that the
I think he
Yeah,
Vikings? He
did
was
return
returning
kicks.
kicks with.
I think he did return his kick to him.
he,
Yeah,
he returned
yeah,
kicks too when he went out there. But what I'm saying is that he had a
yeah,
Odell Beckham type of performance, like the if he didn't get hurt performance.
yeah,
Like he had an
yeah,
amazing game
yeah,
until he got hurt. And again, he probably would
yeah,
have won MVP that game. And again,
yeah.
even more noted during that season, he wasn't the guy. Tyler Lockett was more of the him and Golden Tate was the guy during the season. Percy
Golden
Harvin
Tate.
was
Yeah,
just that extra player. And as I said, their
yeah.
offense was good. It is not to state that their offense wasn't good. It's not to state that their offense didn't have a running game. That they did
Golden Tate should have
wasn't
kept
able
his
to
hands off that man white.
pass Wilson with his little.
Yeah, Golden Tate should have left Russell
Hey
Wilson
look,
wife
hey
alone.
look,
He still be.
hey, look. That's another situation for another time.
You know. All right, we're gonna move
That's
right
another
along, man.
time.
We just talked about him, you know what I'm saying? We've been talking about him all day. So we might as well get to the guy, man. Hold on, let me get that one out of there. I got the wrong one. Yeah, we're gonna get to the guy, Mr. Hold on, let me get him up. We're gonna get to the guy. We just talked about him. Hold on. Anthony Lynn. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we're gonna get to Anthony Lynn. I'm gonna go to somebody else till I get his graphic up. We're gonna go to the tight end coach. We're gonna go to the tight end coach while I get his graphic together. Tight end coach. We've been talking about Ben Sinnott. This is the guy that will be coaching him. David Raya. I want to say his name right. David Rye. I want to say his name right. I don't want to butcher the name. And let's get into a little bit of what Rye brings to the table as the tight ends coach of Ben Sinnott, man. Everybody, now we had, and another thing is we got other tight end coach. We got plenty tight end coaches on here, so they're going to be side-eyeing him, you know what I'm saying, or something, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's get Rye up. Rye joins Washington, serving as the senior offensive analyst for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2023. Rye brings 15 years of professional and collegiate experience to Washington. Before landing in Tampa Bay, Rye served as the offensive coordinator for Vanderbilt in 2021. Prior to Vanderbilt, Rye spent 7 seasons in the NFL, 2 seasons, 2019 and 20 to 2020.
I'm about to say his name sound familiar, but go ahead.
Yeah, as the wide receivers coach with the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, so we know who brought him here as a wide receiver coach with the Arizona Cardinals, and 5 years, 5 seasons, 2014 through 2018, as the assistant coach with the Green Bay Packers. In 2019, Rye coached wide receivers Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins. In 2020, Hopkins earned first team All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors. He was ranked second in the NFL with 115 receptions and third in the NFL in receiving yards with 1,407 yards. Prior to joining Arizona, Rye served as a variety of coaching roles with the Green Bay Packers. He joined the staff as a coaching administrator in 2014. He was also prompted to a role of assistant offensive line coach following the following season and became the offensive parameter coach in 2017 before assuming the role as wide receivers coach in 2018. Rye began his coaching career as an intern coach, quarterbacks coach at UCLA from 2008 to 2009 before accepting the role with his alma mater and Texas Tech in 2013. So we know where Rye comes from. I just said that Cliff Kingsbury ain't have no coaching counterpart. I think I have found myself to be we found his coaching counterpart right here. So we're gonna swing it around with David Rye. and see what we got on him. What y'all got on Rye?
I can start out. I can keep it real, man. I personally I like it. You know what I mean? I like that he has a guy to go to, Kingsbury, meaning, you know what I mean? He has somebody that has been around him that knows how he wants things done. And when you're the offensive coordinator, I think that's very important because the small details of stuff, you got a guy that will help you and assist you in getting your message across in certain areas.
I agree
Um,
with that part.
when you think about tight ends coaches, a lot of them, especially nowadays, turn into Sean McVays. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? They turn into guys that end up getting their shot to be an offensive coordinator and then getting their shot to do more. A lot of quarterback coaches as well. So with our staff being a mixture of younger guys and older guys, I like somebody like David Rod, somebody that's youthful, somebody that's going to bring, a little bit of young energy to the situation, and somebody that's worked with Zach Ertz before as well, because now he already knows where Zach's best what his best, I want to say, strengths are. You know,
Yeah.
so I think it's a good thing, man. But I will say this, like you said, eyes will be on him. The eyes will be on him.
Yeah. What you got on him, Big Son? What you got? Or Vito? Whichever one want to go
Um, I like the guy. Like I say, to have Ertz already and then have Benson after that. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with Cole Turner and Amani Rogers. If it were me, I would leave Amani Rogers, let him be our fullback. Even though I like Kamara, Kama, whatever the guy's name is, not whatever his name is, but what his name is. Um, I would like to see this guy right here bring a powerhouse of a running game and have the threat of your tight ends. I would love to see a four tight end set. Or three. I mean, not a four tight end set, but at least a good three out there. That any three out there that touch that rock or get near that rock is going to be a big play. So to have a guy like this guy right here who's not only young, so he's hip to what's going on, around the league. Like Leo said, he already coached Ertz, so he knows what Ertz's strengths and his weaknesses are, and what's his best attributes, and how to get the best out of the guy. So, and add to what you said, Ro, to have somebody in the building that you can look at. It's good to, you go out of town, you go somewhere you ain't been before, and you see a good homie, like, oh, for real, you up in here too? Oh, I bet. You got somebody to, rock out with, and somebody that's gonna have your back and let you know when you slipping, and let you know how to maneuver through the changes that's gonna be ahead, because they also are in a new situation being in Washington and no longer, you know, in Arizona. So again, I like this. Like I like just about all of the picks that that we decided to go with and coach. So this is another one, and like I said, it's just it's just giving the scent of what Joe Gibbs and his team put together back in the day to get a Super Bowl product. You
yeah,
know,
I definitely agree.
yeah. So I like that.
What you got, Vito, on Rye?
I think Brian's pretty good, man. I mean, I don't know a lot about him, so I won't sit here and give him a whole bunch of flowers. What I will say that I think is beneficial to us is that Cliff Kingsbury's guy is a offensive guy as well. It's not like I got somebody on the staff like a strength and conditioning coach and wild stuff like that of previous times. He has somebody that's going to help benefit to what he's trying to do. Whatever schemes, whatever play calling that he's trying to do, my tight end, literally all he has to do is learn how to do whatever the tight end coach is giving him. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be. It looks like the team is structured in a way where when directions are given from the top, you can see where they're filtered down to each position for those guys to get their assignment. I think I love the way that it's structured in comparison to how it was before. It feels like we have one person or someone in each section so that every player has someone that they can talk to so that it can go from the chain of that coordinator or that assistant to the head coach. I think that's very important for players that feel like they can communicate with the staff. The staff is in between young coaches, former players, and just veteran coaches. So you have a mix of players being able to talk to guys that have been through scenarios on the field and off, and being able to talk to coaches who have had experience on the field and off. So I'm excited about that part. It seems as if his resume is okay. I can't really give it a whole lot in comparison to some of the other guys, but I do feel like because him and Kingsbury have experience together, and like I said, he also experienced that 11-5 season with the Cardinals, and that was not always with the starting quarterback. So they were able to do it with ups and downs, and still had a big time wide receiver who stepped up, i.e., like a McLaurin, who we're waiting to see have one of those seasons. So I'm excited to see what he's able to do. And yes, like Leo said, this is where those McVays come from. You know what I'm saying? And he's young now, so he has a lot of football to see. And again, something else that I'm also happy with the staff that we have at the moment, he can learn from all of the other guys who also coached at that position as well. So whatever he has that's a skill set, he can also learn from other things or even add those into what he has to do.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Okay, so my angle with Rod is it's a couple things. Is again, he's one guy that's worked with a running quarterback. So I think that that is incredible. Being as though he's closest to Cliff Kingsbury, because that is the closest guy that we know. You know, that was obviously a Kingsbury pick. You know, I would assume that they, if even if they were thinking about getting him on their own, they still went and talked to Kingsbury and said, "What you think about this guy? He worked for you." So, and Kingsbury okayed it. So, I think being as though he's closest to Kingsbury, I can expect, and with who they drafted with Ben Sinnott, I can expect that Ben Sinnott is probably or Zach Ertz, because David Rye obviously felt good enough to bring Ertz over here with him. And it might not even have been Kingsbury at all. It might have been Rye, now that we know that Rye came from Arizona with Kingsbury. It just might have been Rye. He might have just felt real comfortable working with Ertz. And if he's going to go into a new situation, he wants his guy with him. And so I think that says a lot for Ertz. Says more than what I expected it to say. I tell you that much. You know,
Well, I think it's more about, if you got somebody that can do things the way you want it done, and you can have a lead by example type of person. You know what I mean? So like,
right.
and can't do it the way Zach does it, because I trust the way that Zach does it. You know what I mean?
Right, right. So I think that gives Zach Ertz a little bit, being as though he's worked with these guys before. I think that gives him a little moxie. I think the Ben Sinnott pick is probably a passer down. It's like, hey, we don't expect Ertz to be here but for so long, or to get contribute but so much. We need someone that we feel comfortable with. Especially if the tight end position, like I believe it's going to be a huge part of your offense, especially because you got so many tight end coaches around. I think no matter who is doing what, they're going to look at the tight end position as an essential piece as to what they're doing, because every guy essentially uses the tight end position. Because they've been there before. So I can imagine that the tight end position is going to be really important to this offense, especially with a running quarterback as well. So with that being said, I think David Rye is in a very precarious spot, because everybody may be dependent on you, champ. We're gonna keep it real. Everybody may be dependent on you in your unit, in your room, to be able to execute whatever it is they're trying to execute. Because again, they've all coached your position. So if I no quarterback. So if I'm gonna do it up, I'm gonna run to the quarterback position and say, hey, because this is what I know. And hey, I need you to do this. Could you do this? Could you do that? Ooh, whoop, this, that, and the other. So I think that this is a similar position for Rye, is that everyone is going to come to him, whether it's the running guy, the running box room, whether it's the Jaden Daniels room, the quarterback's room, whether it's the wide receivers room. Hey, this is what we need out of you in order to execute whatever it is that we want to do. And so I think he has a lot of pressure on him for that front. I think that in meetings, like when Cliff Kingsbury is designing a lot of his offense, I think they could be sitting down. If he's going to just a wild guess, if he's going to pick anybody to sit down with him and start to design some stuff up with him, this would be the guy. You know what I mean? This would be the guy. So I think that this guy might have an essential role on this offense, even more than what we think, because of the fact that he's the one familiar face coming over with him, with Kingsbury. So I mean, Rye is an essential part, in my opinion, to whatever that's going to happen with this offense because of his time in Arizona. I think, and again, I mean, it goes to show, regardless of whatever that was going on over there, they had huge years out of the year we want Terry McLaurin to had, they had out of DeAndre Hopkins, and Rye was the tight ends coach, and Cliff Kingsbury was calling the play. You know, so I think that bodes well for McLaurin. You know, and that wide receiver room is that you got a guy like that who is, you know, essentially the man. You know, he's essentially the man. You know what I mean? Coming over with him. So I think that bodes well. I think that bodes well. You know what I'm saying, for what he want to do. You know. So we're gonna move right along from Rod. We're gonna go back to the guy that we wanted to talk to right now, which is Anthony Lynn. Now, this is where it gets, you know, it gets real. It gets real right here because we know in Washington, and if y'all saw that 14, I mean that 3-14 season last year, and this is where I'll go through another. We're not gonna go just with the coach. We're gonna go through the history of where we are right now, or where we were last year, and what he's walking into. We were one of the lowest ranked rushing teams in the league last year with attempts. With attempts, maybe not so much in yards, but definitely with attempts. And I can get the yards numbers up for you guys. But with attempts, we were one of the lowest teams in the NFL in attempts. Eric Bieniemy did not like to run the ball at all. So that's what Anthony Lynn is walking into. I'm not sure if it was because of the run blocking. I'm not sure what the deal was quite with that yet. You know, I think he was asked the tank personally, but everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own opinions. So let's get on Lynn, man. Get to Lynn's resume without further ado. Lynn joined Washington after serving as an assistant head coach / running back for, guess who? The San Francisco 49ers, one of the top rushing teams in the league in 2023. Lynn continued to work with running back Christian McCaffrey, who won the Associated Press Offensive Player of the Year and led the league in rushing. He won the rushing title, led the league in rushing with 1,400 yards, and finished fourth with rushing touchdowns with 14. Christian McCaffrey earned Pro Bowl honors for the fourth consecutive year and was selected as the Associated Press All-Pro First Team. Lynn also worked with running back Kyle Juszczyk. People forget that he was in his room. Kyle Juszczyk, who also earned Pro Bowl honors for the 8th consecutive year. That's crazy. He's been in Pro Bowl 8 straight times. The 49ers earned their second consecutive AFC West title and their first NFC championship since 2019 under Lynn. After acquiring McCaffrey via trade in 2022, Lynn worked closely with the running back, who was named Offensive Player of the Week twice in that year, on Week 8, Week 14, and Offensive Player of the Month in December and January. Prior to joining the 49ers, Lynn served as an offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions in 2021, working with running back DeAndre Swift, who rushed for then a career-high 617 yards and finished second on the team with 62 receptions. Also working with wide receiver Amon St. Brown, led the Lions with 90 catches and 912 yards and 5 touchdowns. Of course, because you go to passing game off a running game. I guess you give him a little credit for that, just a little bit, not much. So from 2017 to 2020, Lynn was the head coach of the LA Chargers. In 2020, Lynn worked with rookie Justin Herbert, who set an NFL rookie record for most passing touchdowns in a season with 31 and offensive touchdowns with 36. Herbert was named 2020 Associated Press Offensive Rookie of the Year. Chase Young was the Defensive Rookie of the Year in that season. And overall Rookie of the Year was also Justin Herbert that year. In 2018, the Chargers finished under Lynn. The Chargers finished with a 12-4 record, and the team reached the playoffs for the first time since 2013. From 2015 to 2016, Lynn was an assistant coach / running back coach for guess who? The Buffalo Bills. In 2016, he also served as the offensive coordinator for the final 14 games of the season that year. The Buffalo Bills led the league in rushing yards with 2,432 yards that season. The Bills and 2,600 yards in 2016, and rushing touchdowns in 2019. 19, and in 2015. 19 in 2015 and 29 rushing touchdowns in 2016. And yards per carry was 4.8 in 2015 and 5.3 in 2016 during his time in Buffalo. Before that, Lynn was with the New York Jets, where hold on, give me 1 second. All right, gotta plug my charger in. Okay, so Lynn was in before that, Lynn was with the New York Jets for 6 seasons from 2009 to 2014, serving as the running backs coach with the New York Jets as well. So from 2009 to 2013, he was assistant head coach for the running backs. In 2014, the Jets ranked third in the NFL with rushing yards per game, third in NFL rushing yards per game with 142 rushing yards per game. And from 2007 to 2008, Lynn worked as the running back coach with the Cleveland Browns. Prior to his time in Cleveland, Lynn was the running back coach for the Dallas Cowboys from 2005 through 2006, and the running back coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars from 2003 to 2004. Lynn began his career as an offensive assistant with the special team for special teams from 2000 to 2002. So that's under Mike Shanahan, I believe. So he saw a running game firsthand, a zone running game for firsthand. So Lynn, that's running down all of
So it does.
that.
So was that. So was that 2003? Was that Jones Drew?
You talking about with the Denver Broncos? That's who
You
he was
said
with.
Jaguars.
Oh, to the Jaguars. Yes, that was Jones Drew. I believe that was Maurice Jones Drew. Absolutely.
And then with the Cowboys, that was Barber, right?
With the Dallas Cowboys,
Bar-
2005 to 2006. I believe that was Murray.
okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
Lynn has a magnificent resume. So let's shoot it
Yes, he
around.
does.
Let's shoot it around the room. See what y'all got on Lynn.
Yes, he does has an excellent resume. Just hearing all of that, you know what I'm saying? And every time you said it, all I kept on thinking about was this running back, that running back. All them running backs popped in my head. Like, even with the Jets, uh, let's see, who was their running back then? Um, But like just hearing that, with the Jets, 142 yards, I can't remember who the running back is. And once you probably say it, I'm going to remember like, oh yeah, that guy, But just hearing his resume, and like I said, when I found out that we hired him, I was very, very, very excited about the hire because I seen like what he did with Justin Herbert. So we got Jaden Daniels coming in as a rookie. I'm looking for him to break Justin Herbert's record. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
straight up. you may call me boasting or whatever, but like for him to do that with Justin Herbert and also
Chris
have a good
Ivory,
running game too,
Johnson,
I
Chris
liked it.
Ivory and Chris Johnson were the running backs for the Jets that year,
You say Chris Johnson
and Chris Ivory.
and Chris. Oh yeah, I do remember the guy.
Yeah,
Do remember the guy. But
You talking about
you
C?
know, to do it with
You
them
talking about
guys,
CJ2K?
yeah. TJ, yep,
yeah,
yep, yep,
2K,
yep,
yeah.
All right.
That was after he left Indianapolis,
yep,
right?
yeah,
He went over there. But yeah, and that's remarkable in itself, you know, for him to do that with a guy in the latter of his career.
No,
You know what I'm
CJ2K was
saying?
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, my bad. Tennessee.
No,
Hold
he
on,
played
did he
for the
ever
Jets
go?
that year. He played for the Jets that year. Yes, he did. He played for the Jets that year.
No, I'm
No,
saying
he's
he
saying
came
where
from
he came
Tennessee.
from. I
Oh,
said
Tennessee,
Indianapolis,
Tennessee.
but
Yeah,
yeah, he came from Tennessee.
yeah. That's powerful.
But um I like the pick. You know, I really believe that with a guy of his stature, not only being a head coach in the league, he know what it takes, and he was just with one of the top running games in the league, if not the top running game in the league, San Francisco. So winning pedigree, man. I like the move. I love the move.
Yeah, yeah,
I certify that move.
yeah, yeah. I think that's powerful. What you got, Point?
Yeah, man. I think Anthony Lynn, man, is a great addition, man. I think he's going to be able to finally get the running game moving. I think since Big Son, like Big Son was saying earlier, it hasn't been a premier running back probably since AP was here. And that's we've had a couple guys like Darius Geis. We had a
Nah,
couple
I'm not
different.
not AP AM early morning. Alpha Morris.
Nah, AP was after Alfred
No,
Morris.
I'm talking about the yeah, he may have been premier. I'm talking about the consistency that we gonna have.
Money.
Well, yeah, no, I'm
AP
not
wasn't
talking
a
about the
consistent
consistency.
1,000 yard runner for us.
I'm not talking about the consistency. I'm talking about like
Oh
a solid back, like the back,
yeah,
right? So like re- realistically,
uh huh.
I think AP is one of those people, man, that was a premier back for us, and I think Anthony Lynn is going to be able to either get that out of Brian Robinson or he's going to have a situation, or it's going to be a situation where we move away from Brian Robinson because we know Anthony Lynn can get the best production out of backs. His
Hmm.
resume speaks for itself, so I'm not going to go get into his resume and say, this is this or this is that. No, I just think that we finally have a competent running backs coach. Like they put a lot of competent positions all around the team, in my opinion.
And he was the running game coordinator as well. So that's big. He's
Yeah,
not only the running game, backs coach, but he's the coordinator as well of the
Well,
running
yeah,
game.
that means he's going to be able to help design some of these plays and
Yep.
some of these gaps that people are running into. Some of the blocking, basically. He's going to be
Mhm.
able to coordinate with the offensive line coach and go through blocking schemes and stuff like that. So I'm excited.
yeah. My angle on Lynn is real interesting. I think it's great and masterful that he got an opportunity to be in San Francisco last year and really see what a lot of what Kyle Shanahan likes to do. I mean, for me, Kyle Shanahan is my favorite offensive coordinator to watch. Well, one of I can't say that because I like McVay. I like Ben Johnson this year. I liked a couple of offensive coordinators, but Kyle is definitely one of the best one, especially when it comes to running the ball. I think Kyle is one of my best because Kyle is not like it's not like he's the Ravens where he has this masterful quarterback who just runs the ball. And yes, he does have Christian McCaffrey, but you still had to design things to get him open because a lot of people knew that was one of your strongest weapons on offense. They keyed in on him. and y'all still found a way to make him the NFL's y'all still got him a rushing title. You know, you still got an NFL Player of the Year. So I think that's just masterful what they did with Christian McCaffrey. I hope that they could do some of the similar things with the running backs we have, whether that be Eckler, whether that be Rodriguez, whether that be um who else we got back there, whether that be Robinson. I think that this is, I think Anthony Lynn can be one of the gems that come out of this coaching staff. He's one of the ones that I'm afraid that could walk, though. I'll be honest, at some point in time. However, right now, I think he is a gem to have. I believe that all the players that are on our staff learn what you can from him while he's in the building. Get what you can from him. He has a lot of experience. As you see, as we went down his resume, it's masterful. So,
And not to mention, like I said earlier, when have we went to the playoffs when the running game was doing good
I agree with that.
in Washington?
I agree with that.
So that's big. That's
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 big.
that's humongous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really like the pick. Go ahead and throw me some extra mumbo sauce on that shit.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
sir. Not this watered down stuff of the day. I'm talking about that back in the day mumbo sauce. You know what I'm saying? Tastes a little bit like barbecue sauce mixed
Yeah.
with mixed with greatness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is just a masterful pick. Masterful pick for Anthony Lynn. Masterful, for Washington to get him and find a way to get him on the staff. Again, I don't have any complaints. I believe that out of the free agencies, the coaching and the draft, the coaches that they picked in the draft, I like the coaches that they picked more than anything else that they've done so far. I'm really impressed with the coaches that Adam Peters has picked. That I will give him credit for. All the other stuff I be talking trash, but the coaches he picked, I have to give him credit for. At least on paper, these guys look really good and they look like they could be really impactful here in DC.
Hey, you can deny a lot of things, but the black and white, you can't.
Yeah, yeah. They look really good. So we're gonna move it right along. We did Anthony, we did Rod. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball.
Okay,
Start
real
the same
quick,
way
real
up.
quick, real quick.
Go
Breaking the
ahead.
action real quick.
Okay.
For the fans out there, I know y'all have been watching this Drake and and Kendrick beef. Man, I'm not gonna say nothing about anything else but the rapping. I think Drake should not respond anymore. I think it's over with. I think it's done. I think Kendrick Lamar can raise his hand in victory. What about y'all, real quick?
I disagree. I think Drake won personally. I don't like any of the Kendrick songs, but I do. Well, I ain't gonna say don't. I just feel like they could be. I'm just gonna. I would listen to the Drake songs a little bit more than the Kendrick songs. I'm wait. I know Vito want part of this. Vito said he had to go grab his charger, so I know Vito want part of this. Part of this.
Oh man.
My opinion, my
I,
opinion
yeah,
is
I like.
my opinion.
I'm on the Drake side of the fence though.
My opinion is that it is tied, and my opinion is that Kendrick Lamar actually needs to respond. Not to say that Drake's in the lead, but the reason that Kendrick Lamar needs to respond is because as the days go by, right now, uh, not like us. It's a smash hit and it's doing very well, right? But the Drake disses is aging well right now. Um, Nothing, and when we're talking about rapping, we're talking about what was actually said, the bars that were actually used. And from right now, it looks like Drake outsmarted Kendrick and dissed him after he outsmarted him. So if I was Kendrick, no offense, I probably wouldn't say nothing. I would feel like I won. I got a smash hit single out of this situation. Everybody's listening to a diss song and dancing while dissing Drake. So I feel like I won in that situation. But if I'm Kendrick, if I was Kendrick Lamar, see that's the company speaking. But if I was Kendrick Lamar, and if nothing he said is true, if nothing Drake has said is true, then I don't have to respond. But if anything that Drake was saying is true about my baby not being mine, my manager hitting my girl, my white girl, the fact that I'm not married, and everybody thinks that I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that Drake has said and exposed, especially in the Heart Part 6. And I feel like the score is tied. I feel like Euphoria is Kendrick's best diss. I feel like he wins there. I feel like 616 in LA is a good diss. I feel like he wins there. I feel like Push Ups is a good diss from Drake. But I feel like Family Matters is the best diss in this whole thing. Out of this whole equation, I think Family Matters is the best diss. I think and I think that what Meet the Grams, excuse me. I think Meet the Grams has lost so much validity that it's almost taken off the board, as well as Tailor Made Freestyle. People didn't like the fact that he used the AI Pac and the AI Snoop. And then with Meet the Grams, if Drake finessed you to even make this record doesn't count because the girl, the daughter that you're referencing, he referenced it in 3 out of the 4 verses.
Yeah.
So that Meet the Grams don't even count no more. So it's tied up 2-2 to me right now, just the way I see it.
Well, like you said, if Drake spit lies, like you say, that's why Kendrick ain't responded because everything Kendrick said was fact.
No, 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 no. You cannot say everything that Kendrick said is fact, and I disagree with how people are judging this. See, people are judging what Kendrick say is law and what Drake say is you gotta prove it. And that's not a fair assessment of how to judge a battle. If everything that Kendrick said is fact, then everything that Drake said
Well,
is fact. If
but
everything,
in my opinion, that's my opinion though. I believe
how are
that.
you factualizing anything that Kendrick said about Drake?
What do you mean
What something name
about the
some
baby mamas and stuff?
he don't have baby mamas. He only got one.
Yeah.
See, that's the diss that doesn't count because Drake finessed him into believing that he had another kid. So you're talking 2 baby mamas, like you said, and that's why I said Meet the Grams don't even count. You got to wipe that whole diss off because what it's saying is that I basically Drake gave me bad intel. I dissed myself on that song basically by even putting up the cover art,
Yeah.
and I dissed Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Drake, like from what I've seen in this battle, and this is totally reverse of what I thought was going to happen. I feel like Drake outsmarted Kendrick, which nobody expected. Okay, I feel like Kendrick did the thing that everybody expected Drake to do was to make a smash hit off of the disc. So I
Yeah.
feel like they are completely tied up right now. Kendrick, if you don't respond, and any of this ages to be where Drake told the truth, you automatically lost because he shut you up.
And I don't think he told the truth. That's why Kendrick ain't responded.
Yeah, but
And
if,
that's
if listen,
just like you
if he,
said, you feel that's what I feel. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not, I'm not saying what I feel. I don't feel like Drake is a pedophile right now. I don't know that to be true. So
Come
I
on,
can't
man.
just say, see, come on, man, what? Every single female that
Okay.
he's been accused, listen, you better, every single female that he's been accused of doing anything with has literally came out and said that is not the case with Drake. And a lot of them are offended that they even would be suggested to
Hold
listen to
on.
Drake.
Do we know who Drake is? We're not gonna play. Let me just
What
be quiet
what
about
you
this situation.
what
We ain't
listen,
even gonna go
listen.
that deep. We're not
Listen,
gonna
so
even
how are
go
you
that deep
saying that? How are
because,
you saying that you agree with what they saying then?
huh?
If the people that he's accused, listen, I don't know
This
Drake,
is what
but
this
what I'm
rap.
saying is the people that he's accused of doing stuff with at underages, all of those girls have came out and
Yeah, that's
spoken
true.
up in Drake's behalf.
That's true.
So So how would people keep still
Hmm.
saying he's a pedophile?
How many people spoke up? How many people spoke up on somebody else's name and look where they at now?
Ain't nobody
Bruh,
speak up for R. Kelly.
nobody.
No, I ain't
Nobody.
talking about. I ain't talking about them. I ain't talking
Ain't
about
nobody
them.
speak up for Harvey Weinstein.
Nobody.
I ain't talking about him neither. I'm talking about the recent one.
Who's talking about Bill Cosby? He out of jail.
No, no.
Like,
We know Bill Cosby never did that. I'm talking about the recent one.
who? I don't know any more recent ones.
Yeah.
Honeycombs.
But
Oh,
he's not in jail. He never went to
he's not in
jail.
jail.
Yeah.
He's
But
sitting in Miami smoking weed on the balcony. I
but what I'm
I seen
saying,
him. This is not speculation. This is public record. That's what he been
disrespect.
doing.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody will play like that. That ain't what it is. We know what a lot of these guys be doing,
bruh,
man.
bruh. But
I ain't gonna
I
say
cannot.
that. I ain't said nah,
I can
I ain't
listen.
saying
Listen.
that.
I
We done
cannot
done
say.
research.
I've done my research, and my research has not led me to a young lady saying that she was groomed or that Drake did anything with her under the age. And so until I can see that, I can't say what Kendrick said is the truth. The same way I can't say that what Drake said is the truth about that not being his baby.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Give me facts. I don't care about your disses that don't have any validity because you then can't prove it. Prove that Drake is a pedophile. And then guess what? Kendrick, you winning, in my opinion. Prove that that Kendrick beat up his baby mother. Prove it. But I can't, just the same way I can't say that what Drake is saying is the truth. I can't say that what Kendrick's saying is the truth either. So what I'm saying is I'm going off the disses. I'm
That's what
not
I'm going
going
off
off of what
of.
I think
That's what
about
I'm
the
going
person
off of.
personally.
That's where I'm at with it too.
Yeah,
I'm,
I
I'm
mean, but I look at Meet the Grams. See, this the thing. Drake in the Heart Part 6 talked about Meet the Grams. So it's like he addressed that
that's
situation.
true. That's
You
true.
get what I mean? So this is why I give the Heart Part 6 some validity because he addressed the situation. Kendrick never addressed the fact that Drake said that he beat on his wife. He never addressed the fact that Drake said that wasn't his baby. So I can't say that Drake's telling the truth, but I can't say that it's not true either. You know what
And
I
I'm
mean? I'm
and,
just waiting for a result on that.
and I'm not and I'm gonna be honest with you too. The same way you just said that the girls came out and said, nah, that ain't true. He never did X, Y, and Z. It is very strange to me that Kendrick's wife is not coming out and saying, hold on, you are accusing me that somebody
That's
that
true.
my child is someone else's.
That's true.
No,
That's
we're
But
not
true.
gonna
guess
let that
what?
one
Guess
fly.
what? Some people don't even involve themselves in mess like that, like to even just get the
Nah,
drama
you not
kicked up and respond. I
I
feel
mean,
what
I
you're
don't know.
saying, bruh.
you
But
not gonna say
some,
that I babied a child
but
that ain't
but
mine.
look though. Kendrick probably got it to where telling his wife, no, you don't respond to nothing. I got this. I'm going.
Hey,
You don't respond to
That
nothing.
might be very
So
true.
that's a man holding down his fort. You
Right,
know what I'm
but
saying?
if Kendrick, you ain't responded and she ain't responded,
Well,
Kendrick ain't even
that
saying
and
that.
and
it
what do we need to say something for if it ain't true?
right.
What's already understood don't need to be
You know
said.
that the same
I,
reason that hold up.
but what I'm
When Drake
saying
was
is
accused of
that
being
it
a
better
pedophile,
be
hold on, let me get this one in. When Drake was accused of being a pedophile, I saw a lot of women say, if he didn't do nothing like that, why would you let a rumor like that linger on? If you know you didn't do X, Y, and Z, you need to come out and speak up for
But
yourself.
but
Because
but
that's a
see
very
but
ugly
see we live in a world of you gotta prove something. You ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody. If you know,
fact.
you know. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying? I don't
not
we
on
don't
my
I'm
we
just
TV.
gotta
saying.
Not
we
on my
living in a world of you gotta prove it now.
So
You know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying?
saying
But if
is
you already know for a fact that that's your youngin,
but
what I gotta prove to you
but
anything? I don't care about
what I'm saying is that Drake, in my opinion, Drake did prove that at this point at least. I can't say that
but
ain't nobody gonna come out later. Listen,
you're reaching because I done Scott. A lot of times somebody gonna say, "Oh no, I ain't." But you know what I'm
nah,
saying? It's
I'm not reaching. I'm saying that these
no, I'm
women who
saying
have
he's reaching. I'm saying
who
Drake is reaching, and
how
Kendrick, like I ain't gotta reach that far to go make a whole track about why this my son. I know this my son. I ain't gotta do no post about none of that, none of
So
that.
let me ask you: did Drake have to? Should he have
So
responded?
why
Let
did
me ask you
Drake
this though, then, Big
why
Son.
Drake had to only say something, not only say something, but then post something too Like,
let
come
me
on, bro.
let me
If
ask
you
you this,
said
big
something,
son.
shut up about
Let
it.
me
Well,
ask you this,
well,
big
no, this
son.
is a battle. So to me, all content matters. So that's the one thing that Kendrick. I think that Drake did better than Kendrick on this situation. I do feel like Drake understood that you needed other content. That's why that Family Matters to me is the best disc, because not only is it a disc, but it's a video. You get what I mean? So he going at everybody else too. So it's like he
Yeah,
Thanos that jump to me, in my opinion.
yeah. And let me
Um,
ask you something though, big son.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
let me
but
ask you this, big
Kendrick
son.
was
Hold
up.
up. Let me ask you this, big son. So should Drake have should he have responded or to accusations that he was a pedophile? Should he have said anything to that?
you said should he have said anything to
Should
it?
he have addressed that part, that he whether he was a pedophile or not? Should he have addressed that, or should he have let that rumor linger on?
Me personally, say what y'all want. If you ask me in an interview, yeah, I'm gonna tell you straight like this. Y'all believe what y'all want, but no, I am not. You know what I'm saying?
But no,
Straight,
you
straight like
addressed
that.
it
But no,
then,
I
though,
am
right?
not.
So you
Huh?
addressed it. So you would address it, is what you saying. You yourself would
What
address
I'm
it, and
saying
you
is I'll
say
leave it at
no.
that. I'm not putting it. I say I'll leave it at that. I'm not putting it on the track or nothing because
Well,
personally, this is my thing about it. I don't need no fuel. I'm already a fire. I don't need no fuel. So personally, you using fuel. You know what I'm saying? I don't need none of that. Just me. Just me personally. That's just me. So I
me
address it,
personally,
and that's
I
it.
think
Cut
Drake
close.
should. I don't think Drake should have addressed it. The reason why is because a lot of people are using that to say Kendrick won the battle because he addressed something that was said to him, which I
I'm
disagree.
going to address it. You're not calling me a pedophile,
Which
and I'm
I
gonna act like
disagree
you ain't
with.
said.
But in
Mm-mm.
the sense of what the public opinion, this is a battle where they're fighting for public opinion, in my
Mm-mm.
opinion. And
Mm-mm.
so, in public opinion, I do feel like a lot of people feel like Kendrick won the battle, but they did honestly. I feel like it was more propaganda that won the battle, and not Kendrick Lamar. And that's to me a problem because I feel like Kendrick is a good enough artist to go head to head with another Titan like Drake without the influence of everybody else. Like they're playing BBL Drizzy. That's not a Kendrick diss. That's a Metro Boomin diss. You get what I'm
Right,
saying? That
right.
all of this, the Rick Ross diss. You know what I mean? The Future diss. The Weekend diss. And to me, all them they added all of that to Kendrick, which doesn't is not what happened when it was Kendrick versus Drake, when it was my bars versus your bars, Kendrick, I really feel like it was a tie. I feel like Kendrick, when Kendrick dropped Euphoria, because to me, Euphoria is better than Push Ups. You know what I'm saying? And it's better than the Taylor Made freestyle. So when he dropped Euphoria, everybody went crazy. Kendrick went up. Then Kendrick came back with 616 in LA. I feel like Kendrick was up big. You get what I mean? But once Drake dropped once Drake dropped Family Matters, that's when the tide shifted, in my opinion. And that's how I think other people don't view it that way. They already looked at it as, oh, Kendrick up, Kendrick dogged him, it's over. Kenny, nah. Family Matters is the hardest diss track in this beef. I'll say that
So
in my opinion. If you could name a Kendrick diss that's better than Family Matters, I would love to hear it. I think Family Matters is the hardest one in here.
So
But
maybe me personally, because I haven't listened to Family Matters yet, I gotta listen to it.
Oh,
But I
how
probably would still
hold
no, no.
up,
Listen,
hold
listen.
up.
Oh,
How you talking about
listen.
Kendrick Warner? You ain't
that's
even
the
heard
bias I'm
Family
talking
Because
Matters.
I
about.
don't care about
Hold
Family
up,
Matters. He didn't already say. This is my thing. This is my thing. Everybody got their opinion. That's
Oh,
what
you
I'm
don't even
saying.
have a opinion. You ain't heard the song,
Everybody got
Big
their.
Son?
I don't care about Family Matters. I really don't.
But
Oh,
I
how are
really
you
don't.
saying Kendrick?
I
Listen,
really
this is my
don't.
thing. As an
that's what the
artist,
Kendrick fans. That's why
as
I
a
said, see, that's what the Kendrick fans is doing. They didn't even listen to the song and saying Kendrick won.
exactly. And how could you say he won if you didn't hear what he went against?
Thank you.
Because I don't care what he went against.
See,
But see, that's not
see.
I don't care what he went against. All
How
right.
man? How you?
This is
That's
my
like me.
thing.
Hold up. That's like me watching a battle on mute and saying, "Oh, this dude looked that way, so he won." And I and the TV was on mute.
yeah. Hey,
That's
big
like when Jay-Z came back out the ether. It didn't matter. That's what I'm saying. I don't care what he. I
What?
don't care what
No,
he put out.
no,
I don't care
no.
what he put out.
You can't,
It
and
don't
you
matter.
cannot.
Do
And
we even know what Jay Z responded with after
Yes.
yes,
Ether?
super
What?
ugly, super ugly.
What?
No, after Ether, it was the Blueprint Part 2. That
The
joint on the
Blueprint
Blueprint
2
Part 2.
and Super Ugly. Both
Yeah,
of those were responses to Ether. Yes, we know
yeah.
what he responded with because you got to listen to both ends to say who won.
And
You can't,
guess
Say who
what?
won.
Guess what?
bruh,
Did they matter? Is what I'm saying. No, they
bruh.
didn't.
Yes,
Yes,
they mattered.
yes,
No, they
Yes,
yes.
didn't.
yes,
In a
yes, they
battle,
mattered.
all rhymes matter.
If
Because
they
listen,
matter,
All
bro, he
because
rhymes
I'm
wouldn't have
no,
matter.
lost
listen.
that
How
battle.
many? How many of
If
them
they
other diss
matter, he
tracks
wouldn't
of
have lost that
Nas's? Hold
battle.
up, hold on. How many of the other diss tracks of Nas's do you remember?
Huh?
Because there was still a battle going on. Ether won that battle for Nas. I agree. But what I'm saying is it was still a battle going on. And had Jay-Z dropped something harder than Ether,
Right,
Jay-Z wins the
right.
battle. And if you
Jay-Z would
don't
have
ever
won.
listen to Jay-Z's side, then you
Yep,
don't know who won the battle.
yep, yep. That's not fair.
I
You
Yeah,
gotta
listened to
listen to
Jay
both.
Z
completely
side, but what
unfair.
I'm saying is, like, even back then, it didn't matter. That's what I'm
It
saying. I'm not
does.
gonna waste my
It
time to
does.
listen to Drake when my man Kendrick
Uh,
already won.
Hey, you know,
To
no,
me,
here we go. Here
I'm
we
not
go.
even
Here we
about to
go.
waste my time.
I got
how
something
you,
for
that's like,
you.
hold up.
Thank you,
That's like
Pounds.
saying
Thank you,
somebody won
Pounds.
the
Kendrick,
game because they
Pounds
up
say Kendrick
21 nothing.
won. His bar's harder. You must respond to the diss in battle. In battle.
He
Not no
did.
artist.
He did. I don't
Come
know. I
on.
don't know if hey Pounds. I would suggest you to listen to all of the disses front to back, like I did. I don't know if you have or if you haven't. If you did, and you look at how hard the bars is and all of that, and meet the grams, but you take that whole diss away
I
because
didn't
it's
like none
fake
of the bars.
because it's fake
Man,
information.
the bars was so hard in the jump with Metro Boomin
I did
jump. He was
okay,
talking
okay.
about
So
how
What
he
Metro
okay,
Prince
Boomin?
and he
hold up.
Mike,
To
and
both the
he
pounds,
outlived
both
man.
the pounds and Big Son. If they were more memorable, give me one of them. Give me one line he said in the song.
I just said the jump.
Which one?
The jump about him dissing him and he was calling himself Prince and calling him Mike.
That wasn't on none of these disses.
Who?
They are. That is on some of the disses.
Kendrick?
We
It
was
is.
calling him. Oh, what's the name? And
You
Mike.
talking
Okay,
about
give me.
like that? You talking about like that?
Okay, that was the very beginning of the joint. It's
And
been
that's
so
not a
many
strong
disses.
enough diss to end nothing.
Thank you.
It's
I'm
not.
just saying, you just asked me to name a bar. Now y'all trying to jump to this. Let's stick
Nah,
to one
yeah,
jump.
you
Y'all
cool.
just
Name
asked
a
me to
bar.
name a
I
bar.
can name a. I
Name a
can
bar
name.
that
I
I
Name
can
can
name
remember.
name
That's
two
all I'm
all
bars.
saying.
right, all right, listen. Name a bar in the last 4 Kendrick songs. Because all of those are Drake disses.
Yeah. Now I can name some Drake joints when
When
Drake
he got
told him
pissed on, you was
who
talking
really
about him
gang
getting pissed on.
who really
That
gang
wasn't a
bang.
bar.
You
You
can't
said when
name
what?
the bar though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh
So
my
the
God,
reason
bruh. I just named the other
you
joint.
said what he said.
Just named the
You
other
said,
joint when
but
he was.
that's not naming the bar, bruh.
Oh
Everybody
my
know Drake
goodness.
got pissed on, bruh.
I barely gave y'all the joint. I said when he said name them talking about Mike and Prince. I didn't even
I'm
know the
just
bar.
saying.
But
But what
y'all accepted it. Now I say that about him being pissed on. Now they ain't accepted. Come on,
I
bruh.
that's
I
not
just
really
named
what
the
did we
bar,
say
bruh.
about him being
We
pissed
know
on?
the bar. We know the
When did
bar
Kendrick say
that he
anything
talking about
about
him
him
getting
being
pissed
pissed
on.
on?
We know the bar. We
When
ain't
did
gotta
he
I
go
say
through
know.
all of
that?
that.
When,
Listen what I'm saying. I know what you're talking about when in the song, but I couldn't tell you that bar. That's what I'm saying. It's not memorable. Not none of it is not memorable. But I'm telling you, in my opinion,
ain't
Euphoria,
none of it
which is the
memorable to
song
me.
you're talking about, Euphoria is Kendrick's best diss, and it's a solid diss. And to me, it gave Kendrick the lead, but that wasn't the end of the battle. To
No,
end the
no
battle
way.
there, you miss everything
Drake don't
else.
even got bars on. Oh my
Yes,
God,
But
he
on
do. He
bruh.
said
Family
we
He
really
don't
Matters,
even
bang.
got bars on
I'm about to
Kendrick
name
level,
some.
bruh.
He
He
said
don't
that
got bars on Kendrick
Kendrick,
level, bruh.
you rap, you
He
rap
make
like you trying to
songs. He don't
please
got
women.
bars on Kendrick level, bruh.
He
you need
tried.
to go listen to the Heart Part 6 then.
You didn't
Like Kendrick
If
right.
you
say,
feel
ain't
like
no big three. It's just me.
if you feel like Drake is not on Kendrick level at this point in time, my opinion to
I
you,
said bars. When you
You
talking
bars. I'm
didn't
about
talking
even
about
record
you
sale,
bars.
didn't
I
I'm
even
talking
said
listen
about
to the
bars.
bars.
songs, Big
I'm
Son.
talking about
Bars,
bars. I'm not
bruh.
listen to what I'm saying. I'm talking about bars. And there is no other writers accredited to the Heart Part 6. It is Drake. It is
Cool.
only Drake. Ain't
But
nobody
see
else
what I'm
right on that
saying
joint.
is
Ain't no
we arguing
you
about this
said
one
bars.
song.
We're
All
gonna
I'm
talk
saying
about
is
bars. Right? You're
overall,
saying
Kendrick got
bars.
better bars than
I
Drake.
disagree. I disagree.
No, he didn't.
Overall this
Not in this
beef.
battle.
Overall
I
this beef.
disagree.
overall
not in
career,
this
he got
battle.
better bars than Drake.
Not in this
Yes, he
battle.
does.
Not in my opinion. Not in this battle. They
He
even.
don't even have that
I'm
many. He
just
don't even
being
have as many
real.
songs as Drake. Nowhere near it.
In this, no, I'm just talking about
He
just
ain't
this
been out
battle.
nowhere long as Drake. What you talking
Yes,
about?
yes, he
Yeah,
has.
he
He's been out. He
No,
has.
came
he.
out three
Oh
years
my
after
god.
They
Drake.
came
Oh
out.
my gosh, bruh.
He came out 3 years after Drake. 3 years.
Okay.
I
Kendrick
don't
came
know
out
what. Hold up.
2011. No, no, I'm talking about mainstream. When we talking mainstream, Drake came
I
out
know.
like 2008, and Kendrick came out
I heard High
2011.
Power in like 2008, 2007.
2000, but I'm talking about
That's where
mainstream.
around the time when Drake came out too.
Drake
Yeah,
came out 2007.
And
What's the name,
Kendrick
man?
came
Making
out.
it
I
on
know I heard
mainstream
High
to
Power
like
around the
12 or
same time
13,
Drake
no,
bruh.
came
no,
out.
it was not 12 or 13. It was 2011 when because Drake went on. They went on tour together in 2011. I'm trying to tell you, he was already mainstream when Drake took him on tour.
He was not mainstream to the level that
He wasn't
that
where Drake was, no, because Drake was out for 3 years at that time. But it's 3 years, bro. We talking over 10 years ago now. We they both been in the joint. Drake ain't been in the Drake has not been out 20 years. He's only been out in the 10s to 15s.
Right.
Say so is Kendrick. Kendrick's only been out to the 10s to 15s.
I don't know about that, bro. I ain't with
I'm,
you on that one, bro. You gotta go listen to them songs before you say who won and who lost. You gotta go
yeah,
listen to the whole product.
yeah,
What you
yeah. I
talking
know
about?
it.
if I and see what I'm gonna be mad about if I go listen to it,
You gonna
I'm
love
gonna
it,
be
bro.
upset.
I
I'm gonna be
guarantee you,
upset. I'm
you
gonna be like he
change your
reaching.
opinion.
I,
I
I guarantee.
guarantee you change your opinion.
I don't think he will. I'm gonna tell you
I
why.
think you will.
I'm gonna tell you
Them
why
joints
because
is hard, man. I'm
Kendrick
neutral.
fans, Kendrick, the people that supporting
I'm
Kendrick in
not.
this
It's
battle.
not about being a Kendrick fan. It's about being a battle fan. And y'all, if
Yeah,
y'all, I don't know if y'all been in rap,
how you?
watching rap battle. Nah,
I
listen to
do.
me. I don't know if y'all been watching rap battle, like real rap battle here lately, and how it goes. Like
I
the way
do.
Kendrick is going about it, the
Oh,
bars and everything. That's how it
oh,
goes.
solo.
Drake.
It's
Oh,
whack. It's
solo
whack, bro. I
is
will
what
never
I'm
listen
saying.
to
No,
those Kendrick songs
right
again.
now, I can tell you who my favorite battle is right now. It's Oh Solo. He got that funny voice. Oh, blah, 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 and he be telling jokes all the time. That's my favorite battle rapper right now, right? I watch battle rap as well. I like battle rap. Arsenal was one of my favorite battle rappers. Lux was one of my favorite at the time or so. I watch it. Trust me, I watch it. And what I'm telling you is that that's like watching only half of a battle and then saying he won the battle. You
I
can't
don't
even
think
When
that.
say
you
that he
seen
won
what
the
you need to
battle.
I
see,
don't.
when you
I
kill
don't
when you
like
kill somebody in the second round, what you need the third round for? The third
He
round is irrelevant. It's
no.
irrelevant.
That's just like
what
no,
you
no, no. It's
mean?
never relevant. That's just like
No, it's
saying,
not.
hold on, have
It's
we
not.
not
You
seen
got
somebody
this
get?
is
Hold
what I'm
on, have
saying. You
we not
got three
seen
All right.
somebody?
rounds.
How
You
about
got
I,
three
this?
rounds.
How about
You,
this? How about this? How about what you should do is, to me, Family Matters is the best Drake
it
diss.
is by far.
Don't just skim through it and be
but
like,
that's
oh
the
nah,
best.
Kendrick
That's
better.
the best one. To how
Kendrick
many
only
that been
got
out
one
though?
too, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Kendrick only got one if that's the case. Not
No,
like
it's not. So Sephora is the only one.
you talking about Euphoria? Yeah, to me, that's the only one. Yeah.
So
In my
so
opinion.
the first one wasn't. Whoa, listen to man. Come on,
What
man.
like that?
The first
No.
one was crazy. The first
Man,
one
it
was
was
set it off.
trash. It was
No,
trash.
No, it
no,
wasn't.
the first one, I ain't gonna
I
say it
think
was
all of
trash.
Kendrick's
It's
disses was
not even
trash
his
to me.
song. It's
I
not even
wouldn't
his
even.
It
song.
don't matter. That's what make it even harder.
Bruh,
It wasn't
no,
even his
no.
song.
Speak this.
That's what make it even
Listen,
harder.
to
He went
me,
on another track, another
just
nigga track, a whole nother nigga, a whole nother artist
just in
track,
my
and
opinion,
dissed you.
just in my no, because it's not a whole nother nigga. It's they're making a whole album against Drake. A whole diss album against Drake. Where you got Future, you teamed up. See, this is
But
what
it
I'm saying.
wasn't
This is
his
my
track
problem with
though,
I didn't
bruh.
like. Hold up, and I'm
this is
a
my
Future
problem with
fan.
Kendrick.
Everybody who know me know I listen to
Hold
Future
on,
hard.
Yeah,
hold on.
this
What's
is
the
my
problem
I
problem
with
with
didn't.
teaming
Kendrick
I
up
only.
is
What did I tell you, Joint?
when Tupac and
About like
Outlaws and Biggie and the Junior Mafia was rapping? What's the problem with teaming up?
nothing wrong. Hold up, but
it's
listen. What I'm
nothing
telling
wrong
you.
with
Hold on. Hear
teaming
me
up.
out. Hear
It,
me out.
it
I listen to Future. I am a heavy Future fan. Heavy. That's probably out of the 2000 from 2014 to now. I haven't listened to no other artist more than I listen to Future. That is one of his worst tracks to me. And the point to tell you, when it came out, what did I tell you? I don't like it. I don't
yeah.
like it. That's one
I
of
mean,
his worst tracks to
I
me.
didn't say that I like
It went
Future's
number. You know
verse.
why it went
I
number one?
said I'm
bruh,
You know
talking
why it went
about
number one? Because they're talking about Drake.
Yes,
Let's be clear about
No, brother, bars. I
absolutely,
don't. Oh my
how
God.
many one number one
absolutely.
singles do Kendrick got? How many number one singles do Kendrick got right
Four.
now?
He has four total.
And how many of them is he talking about Drake?
Three.
Come on, man.
Three.
Come on now. Come
Y'all
on now.
gonna sit up here and tell me
Come
Drake
on
is a
now.
better lyricist than Kendrick? Y'all
Yes.
No,
crazy.
no,
Yes.
No, he's not.
no.
In this
No, he's
I'm
battle,
not.
not
I think he
saying that.
No,
proved
he's
it.
not.
In
I
this
No,
am
he's
not
battle,
not.
I think
saying
he
that.
proved
I
it.
am not saying that.
I am
I
saying
am
that.
saying that in this battle, I am saying that in this battle, where's Drake versus Kendrick,
And Kendrick
I
ain't never had a ghost in his
hold up.
studio.
It okay. I understand what you're saying with that, right? One, how do we know that? How do we know Baby
So
Keem?
how can you be a better lyricist than somebody writing for you?
What I'm telling you is if you want to hear bars, because you said you want to hear bars, right? Bars, okay? If you go listen to the Heart Part 6, which is written by only Drake. Only Drake. This is confirmed not only through his team, through the writers, through the crediting, only Drake. There is nobody else on the writers' credits for this. Go
Of
listen to
course,
that
somebody gonna
and
say it's confirmed when the battle is as high at stakes as it is. When you
and
already had ghosts in your
tell
studio, I don't
me,
believe you.
bro, listen though, regardless of any of that, if you got 20, you're fighting 20 niggas. Did you think it's fair that Drake should fight 20 niggas with
I
Kendrick?
do. If 20 people, I think he's doing a good job
I
personally.
think he's doing a damn good job.
And,
What I'm
He
saying
said
is,
20
if you're
niggas.
talking
What
about,
20
yes,
niggas?
Metro
Rick,
Boomin,
Rick
Kanye
Ross.
West, Rick Ross, DJ Mustard,
Yep.
Kendrick Lamar,
Excuse me.
I keep going on.
Excuse
The
me. Excuse
Weekend.
me. Don't fault Drake for being in certain quarters of the rap game. Want to beef with everybody.
Oh my God.
You
Hey,
hear me?
no,
That's
no,
Drake fault. Want to beef with everybody. Shut your mouth
no,
sometimes.
no,
You know
bro.
what I'm
What I'm
saying? That's
saying
Drake
is,
fault. Want to be the certain quarters of
we
the
ain't gonna
game.
switch the subject, bro. We ain't gonna switch the subject. What you said is Drake got ghosts in the studio. If you had to write and rap against these niggas, I'm not saying you would
But
do it,
if you're
but
elite, like
it's a
we are saying, we're rap. I mean, having a discussion about if you're
bruh.
elite, like you say you are,
Is
you
Kendrick
don't
battling
need
all them
that,
niggas while battling Drake?
huh?
Is Kendrick battling all of them niggas while battling Drake?
No, we're
No.
not. But that ain't what we talking about.
So, but
We talking
that's what
about
I'm saying.
lyricists.
So when you say
We're talking
20
about
versus,
lyricists.
you talking about his ghostwriters though. What I'm saying is that Kendrick has help jumping him.
He ain't
BBL
had nobody
Creamy,
write his verse though.
it don't matter if you got somebody else to write his verse. They have literally producers making this beats against this man, bro. Like it's
It's it.
even. If you're gonna give the credit, if you're gonna say something about the ghostwriters, then you need to say something about Kendrick getting the help too. Is what I'm saying.
How's Kendrick getting help?
What do you
Kendrick is
mean?
Kendrick
He
is writing
has,
his own lyrics on his own term. He ain't saying, yeah, me and
bruh.
such and such.
He
They
He
ain't
ain't
might do
using
a
using his
his
track,
own
own
beats
terms.
though. He ain't
Listen,
using his
bro.
own beats.
he's not
Those
using,
beats
and
is
you know whose beats. Who he
What
went to
what
first
does it matter? We're talking about the
because
lyrics.
of
We're not talking about the beat.
bruh.
We're
Drake's
talking about the
using his
lyrics.
own. They
Y'all
not
keep
really.
Listen,
jumping the gun to everything else. I'm
They
no,
talking
I'm
not
about
not
the
jumping the
really.
gun. I
lyrics.
want you to listen to what I'm saying clearly. Listen, I'm saying that if you're talking about ghost writers, right, that means Drake got help, right? You want to say he got help. And I can agree with that. Okay, Drake got help. But if you look on the other side, Kendrick got more help than Drake by having Metro Booming making diss tracks on him, by having Future making albums about him, by having The Weeknd join in and Kanye West do remixes and all of this.
Well, guess what?
Kendrick
All
got
of them
more
can
help
do all of
than
that.
Drake
All of them can do all of that. But guess what? Drake kept his focus at.
on all of them. He
Yeah,
fought
it was
all
all
of them
of
at
them.
the same
You
time.
don't know
That's
because
why
you
you
ain't
got to
listen to
listen
the
to Family
songs.
Matters.
Big Son don't know because he ain't listen to the songs.
But guess
Exactly.
what?
That's
Guess
what I'm
what?
saying. He
Guess
fought
guess
20 niggas at the
guess
same
what?
time and
Guess
still
what?
hold his own.
Guess what? I'm gonna leave it at this. What Jordan do?
He beat
Jordan had
everybody. That's
Sky
what
too.
Drake is
Okay,
doing. That's what Drake is
okay.
doing.
It's killer instinct. It's
I
killer instinct,
I
bruh.
think
What
It's
what
killer
I'm
instinct. You
saying,
gotta have a killer
put it
instinct.
like
If
this.
what
you
I'm
if you a
Put it
saying,
like this.
lyricist like
listen,
y'all saying
I'm a
he is,
lyricist and
you should be in there.
and I
That's like all right. Just picture this. Just picture this. That's like us getting mad if Jadakiss had to battle the Dipset. You know what I'm saying? We said, oh, battling against Jewels, for instance, and we saying, "Oh, Jewels getting help from Dipset." Da, da, da. It don't matter. Jadakiss is who Jadakiss is.
N-
You feel me? That's what I'm
Yes
saying. When
and
it
no.
comes to lyricists,
Nah,
a lyricist is a lyricist through and through. And you
nah,
don't need no help to be you. That's all
bro.
I'm saying.
Listen, what I'm saying is that Drake comes from he got a songwriting factory. They not just in there writing raps. They in there writing R&B songs, which he sing, which don't nobody care about having writers
Yeah,
for. He
yeah,
makes dance hall, which guess what?
yeah.
Don't nobody care about having writers for. He has a factory of writers. And if they choose to write rap music as well, and they come up with a good song and what his brand is, I don't see it as a problem. Me personally, as a MC,
I'm
do
about to
I
say,
want
bro.
him?
Hold
Listen,
up, bro.
me personally, as a MC, I think that they should write their own lyrics as a MC. But he's not an MC. See, this is where we're getting this confused at. He makes pop
but
music too. He makes
but
dance
the-
music too.
Yeah.
but because
So
he
what I'm
makes
telling
pop,
you, so
because he
what I'm
makes
telling
pop music and all of that, I'm not going to excuse the fact that you jumped in the lyricist lane.
And
he
he
wrote.
and he
He's
And
a
would.
you need a
ghostwriter,
ghostwriter to
bro.
do it.
He's
You
a
you didn't do it
ghostwriter
on.
himself. So we taking away all of Kanye's hits too, because Drake wrote them, right?
See,
Right?
Yep, yep,
See, but that's what I'm saying. So
yep.
everybody, no, but ain't nobody saying nothing about Kanye though. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Kanye. And that's my
But
issue
we're not
with the
having a conversation
situation.
about Kanye.
We,
We're having a
we
conversation about
right.
whether
So why
whether
is it only
the
brought up with Drake?
it ain't only brought up with Drake.
It
The thing
is,
that's brought up with Drake right now is the battle.
bruh. And that's what I'm
Is
saying.
what we're
Battle for
talking
battle.
about.
You
If
when you
somebody else
talking
was
about
battling right now, we would be having that conversation about them.
right. So when we talking about battle for battle, right, and we talking about lyrics, you have to listen to both sides so
Your
you can
lyrics,
have it.
though.
That
Your
his
lyrics.
lyrics, his lyrics is what I'm telling you.
This one
All
song
right.
he
So
confirmed,
if he could
quote
ghost
unquote,
write for other
confirmed one
people, why you
song
think that he can't write for himself?
because he
yeah.
ain't
He's
done
a
it the whole
ghostwriter.
battle.
He had
You in a
in this
battle, my
battle. He
nigga. You
had.
can't even.
Yes, he had.
Oh my.
He
Ain't none of
has
these.
this. He
Ain't none of
has.
these songs written by nobody else. He
No,
wrote
no,
his
no,
shit
no. The
on.
hard part six. One of
No, the
now they
only
don't
that's
listen.
what I'm saying,
So
bro.
listen,
Only the
listen.
hard part six. Even in the battle, you need help, my nigga.
I am going to. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, just because there's a writer credited on the song does not mean they wrote the diss song.
Right. They could be a producer.
So,
You know that, right?
so the only thing that I can confirm, the only one that I could confirm that he didn't sample anything from, he didn't, you know what I'm saying? This is just his pen and the beat. You get what I'm saying? Is the Heart Part 6, which is all bars. There's no singing, there's no melody shit, there's all bars, and they are just as good as what Kendrick has put out, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that Drake's in the lead. I'm just saying I feel like
I'm saying
it's a
Drake in the
complete
lead.
tie. I
Them
really do
old.
feel like Drake done held his own. The reason I have to defend Drake in this situation a bit is because I do feel like Kendrick is getting an unbiased, like you didn't even listen to it. How you saying he lost? You know, like
He
you
said
gotta
Charlie
say, you
Clips
know,
doesn't ever have a third and wins.
huh?
He said Charlie Clips don't ever. He said Charlie Clips on the battle don't ever have a third. What's the name and wins the battles.
What, a
Who
third
don't?
round?
Who said
Yeah,
something about Charlie Clips?
that's what
Well,
a pound said.
well. See, the thing
Yeah,
is
Charlie
that you
Clips
know,
like that, bro. Know it.
yeah, I get that you only need 2 rounds, right? And Drake's second round
Yes,
is is
crushed Kendrick.
is exactly
It
it's
crushed Kendrick.
Family Matters to
Yeah,
me, which is the best diss
No,
track.
how is that? Was that his second song that he put
Yes,
out?
that's his second.
yes, yes.
So
Yes,
how did that crush?
You ain't heard it. That's because
you
you
I,
ain't
didn't
heard
hear
it.
it,
no, I
and the
didn't know. I
reason.
heard it. I didn't know the order that it came out. See, I did it different. I just went and started listening to songs.
Yeah, no
See, no,
family
you got to listen
matters.
to. Hold up, and
Yeah,
another thing, you got to listen to them in order, in succession, because if you listen to it out of succession, you lose the context of what's going back and forth.
yeah. Family matters is
It's
cold, bro.
going.
That
So
joint
we're
cold.
talking about a battle. We're talking about blows in a battle, right? We're
Yeah,
talking about a battle,
Yeah,
family matters is
right?
cold. I don't think none of y'all will listen to that joint
I
and
think
say
we
that
should do the.
Kendrick
Oh
won
yeah,
that
bro.
round.
I think we should do the defense next
That's what
week
we
because we
doing.
did
We got Daryl
offense.
tap
Yeah.
up. We got Daryl tap up. We ready to roll
Nah,
tomorrow.
next
No,
week.
no, no.
Next
I
week.
want to do it next week. Yeah,
Oh, you want to do it next week?
Monday.
We jump on it next week. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. We did the
okay.
offense this week,
Yeah,
except for
yeah.
the coordinator. You know, we did the head coach and all. We did the whole offense. We do the
All
whole
right.
defense next week.
All right, we're gonna jump on the defense next week.
Yeah,
Then we're gonna
yeah.
jump
We
on the
continue on
defense.
the conversation. I just wanted to, I was like, all right, nah,
Yeah.
defense next week for sure.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying, Big Son, is that for me, in my opinion, I've listened to the disses. I've listened to both people. I didn't just listen to one side. I listened to both people to get my opinion on it, and I listened to them in succession. And I listened to at this point. I done listened to all of them a couple times, maybe 3, 4, 5 times at the most. I haven't listened to either one of them more than 5 times, I would say. Okay, in
I
my
have.
opinion, in my opinion, Drake held his own lyrically against Kendrick. Did he wash Kendrick lyrically? No. Did Kendrick wash him lyrically? No.
In my opinion, he did.
What
That's just my
what
opinion.
what to me, the reason why that is they didn't I don't feel like they washed each other lyrically is because right now we got questions on both sides. Your lyrics now come into content, now comes into what you said, is it true or not? You get what I mean? That's what the lyrics is about. The lyrics is not just about the punchline saying something snazzy. No, you said something snazzy, but is it true?
That's
That's
what
what the
I'm
lyrics.
getting at.
That's what
That's
lyrics
what
is
I'm
to me.
getting at.
Okay,
And
like
what
Drake
and
said,
what
hold up, like you didn't
and
listen to Family Matters. So let me ask you this: have you ever seen Drake actually do some gang banging? I
Have
mean,
I
no,
seen
sorry,
him do
Kendrick,
some
Kendrick,
gang
Kendrick,
banging?
not
Nope.
Drake, Kendrick, Kendrick. Have you ever seen Kendrick do some gang banging?
Do it?
Yeah, actually gang banging with the sets, hanging with the sets, really bang
Yeah, I
gang
seen
banging
him
on
hanging with the
keyboard.
set.
now
Of
I
course,
seen
I
him
seen
hang.
him hanging with the set.
No,
Have you ever seen him throw? Because Kendrick is a power. From what it says, speculation. Disclaimer: speculation. Okay, Kendrick is uh affiliated with the Power Rules.
affiliated and actually bang a set is different. What set? What set he come
That is
from?
different. There we
He
What
go.
banged
set he come
Pyru,
from?
and he'll tell you he banged
No, what
Pyru.
set when the
No, he
Power
will
Rules?
not.
What set?
No, he will not. He will not tell you he banged Pyro.
Yeah. What set
He
he
will
come
not tell
from?
you that.
We
He's a
know what set
Pyro.
YG come from. We know what set. We know what set. Nipsey came from. What set Kendrick come? But Drake said it on the song. He said, "Oh, you don't claim you ain't no set dude like them
Oh,
dudes."
matter of fact, hold up.
That's the truth.
I regress. Even Kendrick told you he said he not Pyru. He's affiliated with him. He got
Yeah,
homies and
There
stuff
you
that's
I
go.
told
Pyru.
you
And Drake
what
said
exactly
that
what I
you're
said,
not
bro.
really a
He,
set. You're
his
not really claim.
family. No,
So
no,
these
his
are some of
family
the
is.
But
true
he's
things.
affiliated.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like
And I'm gonna ask you. Hold up.
Nah.
listen. That's like my cousins or y'all cousins being killers, or you know what I'm saying, friends of your cousins being killers or
That's not
bangers.
what
You
Drake was
you you
saying.
know them guys. You grew up with them.
But
Y'all hang, so
that's
you're
not true
affiliated
though.
with them. You know.
But that's
Well,
not
yeah.
true, and
I
that's
mean,
what Drake is saying.
in
He said that's
California,
not
it's
true.
basically you affiliated by the neighborhood you grow up in.
That is
So like,
true, bro. You know that
yeah.
even in the
But
city,
no,
you
Drake saying
affiliated.
is
That's
that
like
I'm saying
It's
that's
that's
like
you're
different
right,
out there. It is different out there. I will say that it's different out
right.
there when
But
it
yeah,
that's
comes
what
to
it's
I'm
the West
saying.
like.
So
Coast.
Drake saying is you're not you're not who Nipsey was when it comes to a set, for instance. You're
He's
not
not.
that.
But
You're
he
not
never
that.
put.
And that was the
When did
truth.
he ever portray to be that though?
He didn't.
Yeah, he
He didn't.
has. Yes, he
Not
When?
has.
really. Not
Why?
really.
Because he said I call my big homie.
So,
Yeah. No.
okay. So
But
we'll
his
go
whole his
further.
whole
We'll go a step
energy.
further. Have you ever seen Kendrick do any activist work? What
I have
activism?
not.
Mm,
I cannot say I have. I don't know
I
if he
cannot
ever
say I
did.
have, but I'm pretty sure he has. That's the
Um,
I'm
type.
not
but
gonna
you
pretty
can't.
sure nothing. I'm not. I just gonna say that I don't know if he has or
Have you ever
I'm going
seen
I
it?
pretty
The
don't
sure
know.
question
something.
is, have you ever seen it? Either one of y'all.
No, no, I have
No,
not seen it.
So that's what Drake said. You a fake activist. That's what Drake. So these are true bars.
I
and
don't know
These
if
are
see,
this is
true
we
true.
bars.
I don't know
I
if this
think
is
I
true.
have seen something about Kendrick giving back to his community though. I got to look that up right now.
See,
Yeah,
He
I
give
mean,
back to his
I'm
community
not
in a
gonna
big
get all.
way.
I'm not gonna get
the,
all into Kendrick and
this is
Drake.
all I'm saying is that when the bars came from Drake's end, these were things that were widely perceived as, if that makes it. And even if it's true or not, they were perceived to be true. You
And
didn't really get the same thing from Kendrick's side. You got him talk about
but that's
hypothetical.
that's
Hold on, hear me out. Hear me
that's
out.
what.
Hear me out. You got him talk about I'm having a conversation with your mother. You never had a conversation with Drake's mother. You never had a conversation with Drake. These were hypothetical things that you put on a track. These weren't things that were perceived to be true. These are hypotheticals. So that is my
Has
own
has
thing.
Drake has Drake ever put on a concert for $1 a ticket?
I don't know.
That is J. Cole. That wasn't Drake.
No.
That wasn't him. A
If
dollar in
you
a
do,
dream.
no, you overwhooping. If you do your research, Kendrick started that. J. Cole
He did
followed.
not.
Yes, he
He did
did.
not.
Yes,
A
he did.
dollar
J.
in a
Cole
dream.
followed.
A dollar in a dream
Bro,
was
go look at
made.
it, bro. Don't argue with me. Go look at it. I know what I'm
Bruh,
talking about. Go look at it.
bruh, I'm
That's not
telling you,
activism though.
stand.
That's not
Why it's
activism.
not?
J.
What is
Cole.
you doing? What's the cause? What's the cause? How is
What do
that
you mean? You not charging people out the ass to come
but
see
what is
you.
the cause?
You charging people
Activism.
$1
Think about what an
to
activism.
come get some
Think about
entertainment, bro. A
okay.
dollar instead of coming to a
That
city where
charity
people
and
don't make a lot of
activism
money
are
like
different
that.
though, bruh. Charity and activism is different. Activism is the word he used. That's
What year
charity.
did Kendrick do that? What year did Kendrick do it?
I'm just saying that's not activism. Activism is we have a cause. This is the Martin Luther King was an activist. Malcolm X was an activist. Active is the main word in activism. Active on a cause. You have to have a cause that you're fighting for or against in order to be an activist. And Kendrick is not an activist. And that's what Drake said. You are a fake activist. You rap like you're trying to free the slaves, but you're not doing anything to actually free the slaves.
You are talking about J. Cole's tour, like I was saying. J. Cole bought Kendrick out on the Dollar in a Dream tour.
But that's charity still. It's not
It's
activism.
charity. It is charity. It's not activism. I will agree with you on that. But like to me, and I don't want to go. I don't want to make it seem like I'm going against Kendrick because I'm not going against Kendrick. I think Kendrick is a decent artist. I have nothing against.
I'm just breaking down the bars
Yeah,
for my
me
end.
personally, I
I'm
have
just
nothing
breaking
against
down the
Kendrick.
bars.
I think Kendrick's a cool, decent guy. My opinion. I do.
I
I
don't
think
know
he's
enough.
solid.
I know enough about his music, not enough about him. And again,
Yeah,
I'm just breaking down the bars as to
yeah,
what I have perceived to
yeah,
be. That's all
yeah.
I'm doing, y'all.
Like I'm
Breaking
saying,
down the bars.
just my opinion. In my opinion, Kendrick and Drake is tied right now. That's my opinion. And like I said, just by the look of the stuff, in my opinion, I feel like Euphoria and 616 had Kendrick all the way up. I feel like Family Matters came back and did his thing and got Drake back close. I feel like people jumped all over Meet the Grams, but it's false information from what it seems to be. You get
Right.
what I mean? It doesn't seem like Drake got an 11-year-old daughter. Where's she at? And if that's the case, then to me, the first verse where he referenced the daughter, the 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 uh the second verse where he's talking about the daughter, and the last verse where he says you hiding your baby mamas, all of those verses are inobsolete because that's a diss that doesn't exist. You
Again,
know,
like for me, the best diss song
just
for
my
me
opinion.
ever is Ether. And for me, when you listen to Ether, right, and you break down the bars in Ether, when Jay-Z said, I mean, when Nas said what? Oh, Big was supposed to be your man originally, then you said you was better than Big. You said stuff like that, even it's true. He did say that. He did say that. So this is when we talk about a battle, at least on wax, and I ain't gonna talk about a in-person battle. We're gonna talk about on wax right now. When you're talking about that, especially when you guys are getting it, even with when you go to Cannabis and the LL, good battle. We talk about Cannabis and LL, it was just a lot of truth to what Cannabis was saying, and
I,
that's what
I personally think what we need to do is we need to do a review show.
we'll do a review
Where,
show. We'll
huh?
do a full review show.
A full review show. We can add like that in, and we can add first person shooter in and all that. I really don't think that those belong in this conversation, but even to just
I
add
don't
more,
either.
but it's part of the story. You get what I mean? It is part of the story. So I think that what we should do is we should we should we should make it. You know what? I'm gonna make it, or we should make it a score to fight where we can break down the lines and we can say if that punch landed or it missed.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
You
I am
know,
so
that
with it.
it's called a punchline. So he swung it, but did it land
We'll
or
do
did
a
it?
score to fight. Matter of fact, we'll do a special. You want to do
Yeah,
it before the fight? Oh no, we may can't do it before the fight.
nah.
Nah,
We'll
punchline. Call it punchline.
nah. I want to score that. If we're gonna score it, we're gonna score it.
We're gonna
That's got to
score
be
it.
a good score to fight.
Yeah, it's got to be a score to fight.
Cause
Um,
it's basically you scoring who landed. If we
what
throwing
day
these
can we do
punches, if
that?
they
Let's.
throwing them
We on
punches and we
air. We live, y'all. We live. We gonna give y'all exactly what day. What day can we do that?
I would say they gotta wait till Saturday when Score the Fight come on for the Lomachenko Kambosos fight, which will be
Okay,
this weekend, which
so
will be
we'll do the
Saturday.
undercard. We'll do that undercard. Drake versus Kendrick
No,
undercard.
no. I'm not saying do the Drake versus Kendrick then. Give me, like I said, I want to announce the day that we're gonna do it then, and that way
Okay,
we can get V on, we can get everybody on, everybody
okay.
can join in on
Pounds,
this.
pounds. We let you. We get to
Even
chime in.
Pound,
Pounds, you can call in. We'll give you a number so you can chime in. You know
yes,
what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
And and me personally, because I just look at it like I feel like it's a tie right now, but I feel like the people are saying Kendrick won. But do I feel like Kendrick won, and does Kendrick feel like he won? Because if Drake landed some of those shots, Kendrick don't feel like he won, and I can almost guarantee it. Kendrick coming with something else.
I
They
would never.
said,
Well, why? Hold on. In this whole battle, Kendrick was striking back like Cobra like. You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel it was
Every
Cobra.
time, come back, come back, come
no,
back,
he
come back.
wasn't. No, he wasn't. He didn't come back every time because he has not responded to the Hard Part 6 yet.
And
Bro, I'm
It
talking
took
about
him,
before that.
but
I'm talking about
before that,
before that.
it took him 2 weeks to
yeah,
respond to
to
push-ups.
push-ups.
He only got in the battle for one weekend.
That's it.
And I respect Kendrick for having that impact in one weekend. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. That is the craziest impact from any artist that I probably ever seen in one weekend. Like he got over 50 million views on YouTube in one weekend. Crazy numbers, crazy numbers.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that on the disses, which one of those disses actually landed? You know what I mean? Because this the thing. A lot of people didn't catch that Drake dissed Future when he was like, Drizzy Chippendale might have bought your bitch Chanel. That's a simple line, but people don't know that Chippendale always outsmarts Pluto. And guess who's Pluto?
Yeah.
Future. And might have bought your Joe Chanel because of the Chanel references that Future uses over and over and over again. You get what I'm saying? This is how you know it's a future shot.
It's bars.
If you haven't broke down the bars, you get what I'm saying? If you haven't gone to the joint and seen these bar breakdowns, then we really don't know. So that's what I'm trying to do is go all the way deep into the bars. No, no Diddy. And I need to, you know what? I'm not gonna say no Diddy no more. And I'm gonna go ahead and put out a disclaimer. Diddy did not pee on Drake's leg.
Yeah.
Diddy did not.
Well, not
It
Diddy.
was
I put that out there.
it
Not
was
Diddy.
it was
It was a
Ti
friend of
homie. It was
I
Ti
forgot what the story
homie,
was.
and Ti homie
No,
ran.
yeah, Ti
It was
homie.
Ti, and he ran,
And he
and he
ran.
ran.
And he
He did
ran.
not stay there. He did not stay there on some
No,
land.
Drake. No, get the story right. Drake ran and said, "I can't believe this."
No, he didn't run.
No, he did not.
He did
That's
not
not the
run.
truth.
That's not. It's
That is
not.
not the truth.
Nope. He didn't run. The homie ran. He did it in the dark in the movie theater for the. It was for the
Takers.
viewing of Takers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
I'm
for the
Not
going.
viewing of
Diddy.
Takers. It was for the viewing of Takers. He didn't. He
Well,
didn't
no, if
run.
you want to show, your mother's kind of talking.
It was for the viewing of Takers. But that's my thing. Again, that's my
Yeah.
thing. Is we gotta get facts straight, and
But
you
the
gotta.
fact is, you did get pissed on. I don't care who did it, who he ran, all that. You still got pissed on. Period.
Yeah, but that's a sucker move. You
Yeah,
And
pee
that was
on
a fact
somebody,
in the bar, and I like the way the bar came.
you
I,
pee on somebody and you run like a
right.
coward.
Yeah,
Like a coward. And
yeah,
mind you that guy that did it is now dead.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Got slumped
yeah,
in jail.
yeah.
Not saying that like it's okay or anything like that. But if he was that type of person, I don't know if he was, because that I don't know him personally. But to me, that seems like a sucker move. If you're gonna pee on somebody and like do it on a slick way, if you're gonna pee on some man, piss on that man and stand right up there next to that man face to face and be ready for whatever war come with it.
Yeah,
Don't run out the theater like a coward.
yeah, yeah.
And like I said, now all of this is still allegedly. All of this is still speculation. So we
It's
don't know
not
the live.
speculation. Ti confirmed it.
No, Ti confirmed that we don't. Ti confirmed didn't confirm everything. He just
No,
said
he
that
didn't.
this situation happened.
He
You know
he
what I
said it
mean?
happened. That's not confirming it, bro.
No, but
Nah, because
a
he didn't confirm the
confirmation
whole
is telling the
story.
story. It's
Yeah,
saying that this man did
He
this.
said I was
This
there. I was
yeah,
there, and they asked him, "Were you there when
yes,
allegedly Drake got peed on?" He said, "Yes, I was there at that situation."
right. But that's not him telling the story. So
right.
And
that's not.
he told the story. Go look at the interview. He told the
I looked.
story.
I looked at this
He did
interview,
not
and
tell the story.
he did not tell a story. He did
He
not
just said
say,
that's the wildest thing I ever seen in my life.
"Yep,
That's all he said.
So
exactly."
what's the wildest thing, bruh?
That's what Ti said. That's the wildest thing I ever seen.
Uh huh. And we know what's
Never
that
mentioned
wildest thing.
details
He
No, we
got R.
about
don't. We
Kelly.
don't. That is
He
allegedly.
got
That's a
R. Kelly, little
speculation.
young girl.
Bruh, look,
I
look,
don't.
look.
Yeah, I'm
The
not gonna
way you
say
hate, look, man. I don't know what Drake done to you too, man, but but you can tell you definitely can't see Kendrick right now. I just would like I said, I would like to do a solid score to fight
I'm with that.
where we can actually decipher these bars, where we could break down the bars. Because and the reason I don't want to do it right away, like I do want to do it right away, but not like this weekend right away, because I want to actually go through where we can get the lyrics and we can get some things done so we can make it where everybody can understand what we talking about. You know what I mean? I want
I
to make
want to do it this weekend.
I want to even if we do it Sunday, I want to have it clean and it's going to take some time to get the graphics together and all of that. So and to get the lyrics for the songs because we can't do a lyric breakdown without the lyrics.
Man, it take 2 seconds.
Yes, but not to decipher the lyrics. Don't take 2 seconds.
No, I agree with
If
that.
we going if we gonna go,
I
we
agree
gonna
with
go.
that.
If we gonna go on a breakdown, like I said, I don't want to miss a jump like I was just talking about the future disc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just on the same way with Kendrick, I don't want to miss something that Kendrick said that it just went over my head and we don't really know, so we're not really counting it. But it was a good punch. You
I
know what
agree.
I'm saying? I don't
I
want to
agree.
miss nothing. If we gonna do it, I want to be meticulous with it. I want to go all the way through and have
We do some
everything.
comp numbers. We'll do some
Yeah,
comp numbers and see who won.
yeah. I mean, the right now they saying Double XL said Drake won. A couple other spots said Kendrick won. You got the internet saying a lot of people on the internet saying Kendrick won, but as the days go by, I've been seeing more and more people say, "Well, Kendrick, why haven't you responded to these allegations yet?"
For me personally, I do not like the Kendrick disses. I will never listen to those again in my life. The Drake's one, I
They
just
ain't
won't.
that bad,
The
son. They are
songs
not
are
that
whack.
bad.
The songs are whack. I don't want
I
to hear
disagree
that
with that. I
no more.
disagree.
I don't want to hear them whack songs. Come on, come up with something better. I'm very disappointed, and I think Kendrick underperformed here, and what I expected, and I think Drake
I wouldn't say
overperformed.
that.
I
I
think he
wouldn't say that.
overperformed. I
I
think
wouldn't
Kendrick
say that.
highly underperformed. I would have expected Kendrick to come with something much better than what I heard. And I'm neutral. I don't have no dog in the fight. I ain't no super Drake fan. I ain't no super Kendrick fan. I am totally neutral. I would have liked to see J. Cole participate personally.
Yeah, me
I would
too.
have wanted to hear what he had to say as well, see how he fared against the other competition.
No, I'm
You
glad
know,
J. Cole backed down
um,
because that just showed his class, not only his class and his level
I'm not.
of
I'm not.
excellence.
I'm not.
His
He need to battle
intelligence.
somebody.
No. Listen, one thing about J. Cole ain't no dummy. He knew that this was going to be a political mudslinging competition, and, and once he realized that, he was like, "Oh, you
I
know
don't.
what?
Hey, that's up to him. I want to see you got to battle somebody. Maybe not this, but you need to get up in that ring at some point.
I
To
can
me,
agree with that. I can agree with that, him and Kendrick, what they say, had a really good
name
relationship.
one. top tier MC, any of them, and name one top tier MC. When we talk about the top 20, name one top tier MC who ain't never gotten that ring. You can't.
Scarface.
Scarface that got in the ring. He had a lot of situations. Yes, he has.
With who exactly? Other than Lord Troy, but that wasn't
Yeah, what you talking about?
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I can count that.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a competition though. I'm talking about
They
real
went back and forth on record.
Lord Troy wasn't no competition for Scarface, man.
Whether it was competition or not, he got in the ring when the person came up at him. People was just too scared of Scarface.
Man.
You gotta get in the ring. I don't care who it's with. You gotta get in the ring at some point. You gotta get in the ring. Kumo D even got in the ring. Even the old school guys got in the ring. At some point, you gotta get in the ring. Slick Rick, anybody you can name, at some point in time, they had to get up in that ring. You gotta get in the ring.
I can agree.
That's just like, I mean, honestly, people forget this. Rap is an art form. And
he need to go at Kanye West for talking about J. Cole get the pussy try.
See? Get in the ring. I don't care. I don't care how you do it, where you do it at. You gotta get in the ring, Mr. Cole. Just got to. I'm sorry. You gotta compete. You got to compete. If you don't want to compete, then you ain't the best. You can't consider yourself the best if you ain't never competed. How I'm going to consider myself the best is something I've never been to the Olympics. How I'm going to consider myself the best boxer in the world, and I ain't never been to the Olympics. I ain't never competed in the Olympics.
Nah, I mean, you ain't got to say the Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics. Or maybe not the Olympics, but whoever that came to fight me, this dude got a couple ring belts. He come to fight me, and I'm like, nah, I ain't fighting.
Because professional boxing is a worldwide sport, unlike other sports.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. But saying you know what? I'm not fighting, but I'm still the best.
Yeah, nah.
Or that's the same thing as saying Kendrick won, but I ain't listening to Drake songs.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't as an MC.
I listened to them, but I just didn't listen to the last one. So I mean, just like you saying, you think Kendrick Jones was trash. I think Drake Jones was trash.
But you didn't listen to him. I listened to
the last one, bro.
Oh,
the last one.
So you listen to the Family Matters. You listen to the song.
To me, it's trash.
What?
Oh, you tripping?
To me, y'all got y'all opinion. Why can't I have mine?
You can. I still think you're tripping with that opinion, but
I think y'all tripping with y'all's.
What did I say that was tripping? What did I say about either artist that was tripping to you?
I said that Kendrick that all of them is trash to me.
I don't agree with that. I don't
think
agree
all
with
of them
that.
is trash.
This is why I think it's tied up, because I don't think that either one of them are like you.
I think
saying
it's dirt.
Kendrick is trash and Big Sam saying Drake is trash. I really think both of these artists are really fucking good. Me personally,
I think that battle was for nothing. Like Luke said, Uncle Luke. Shout out to Uncle Luke, man. Like Uncle Luke said, for nothing. Drake.
I mean, maybe that's how Luke see it. Maybe that's how you see it, and maybe Big Son see it for nothing. Kendrick. I don't know how he would see it for nothing. Kendrick.
I don't see it for nothing.
Huh?
See it 3-1.
So you do think Drake has a good diss?
It's 3-1.
3-1? Nah.
Push-ups.
You think No. If you think push-ups is good, I think.
How do you not like Family Matters if you think push-ups is good?
Like I said, you're reaching.
I don't know, bro. I think you should go. I think you should go listen to Family Matters one more time. One more time. One more again. Go listen to that one more again. You know.
Yeah. Hey, Big Son. I know your style, and in my opinion, I think the Heart Part 6 will probably be your favorite Drake song. Just like I think 616 in LA, you probably ain't gave a lot of spin to on Kendrick's side. You get what I'm saying? Just my opinion.
We're gonna see.
We'll see. All right, man. We got final thoughts coming up, man. What you got on the final thoughts, man?
Now I think this was a good end to the workhorse, man.
Oh, no final thoughts today.
No, I'm saying I think that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
where I'm going,
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
this is a good end to the workhorse today. I think competition is one of those things that transitions through sports, through music, through entertainment. Competition is everywhere. Competition is at school. Competition is at work. Competition is on the road. Competition is everywhere you look and everywhere you turn. I personally think that. As long as the competition stays in the arena, I think it's great. It's no reason for us to be playing football on the sidewalk with equipment on like we on the football field. We should keep the football on the football field. We should keep the basketball. We're not trying to dribble on a football field. We're not trying to shoot over the goal post like it's a rim. No, because it doesn't belong there. We keep the things in the proper arenas, and then we can enjoy this level of high competition. So that is my final thought. It ain't got nothing to do. You know what? And my bad, before I finish, I'm going to say this, that offensively, our coaches, I think that they're going to bring a high level of competition with us. I think that we're going to be a competitive team, and we're going to bring a competitive nature to every single game. So shout out to everybody that's listening. This is Point B signing off. Thank y'all for listening.
It's that
Well,
boy's big son. You already know what it is, man. I personally think the competition is going to be at an even higher level, even than what it was last year. We thought that that the coaching staff before the season started did a pretty good job of weaning out and keeping players and getting rid of players. Maybe a couple running backs here, a couple other players there, but for the most part, they did pretty good. So this coaching staff that we have here is much more competent than the one that we had in place before now. So I'm just looking forward to see, especially how they're going to handle the rookie room with Jaden Sanat and and what's the
Exactly.
guy, the tackle Coleman out of TCU who will play across the line. So I'm excited about that, man. Signing off 10-year vet, big son. Y'all know what it is.
you know what it is. Okay, so for me again, this was a great ending to Workhorse, like Point said. And just like Big Son said, I think it's going to be a lot of competition within the rooms. Just to speak about the coaches today, man. Again, I'm. The more that we dive into the coaches, the more pleasantly surprised I am for the team, for bringing in the coaches that they've brought in today, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. They have done a masterful job putting together a team in which they formulated around Jaden Daniels. It really seems like they're building this team around Jaden Daniels. It really seems like they're building this team to, especially with the coaches they've brought in, and we went through their resumes, and I just think that this is possibly a RG3-2 situation and we gonna be on the positive side in a good way. Let's try to stay positive in a good way. This is a RG3 sort of a situation in a good positive way where you have coaches a coaching staff which has been put together specifically for this player. And they will, I believe, I am very excited to see offensively what they come up with, how creative they can be in putting together some sets and some different schemes and and what they do with the talent that they have. I'm very excited to see Jaden Daniels myself because they have invested so much in him and in what they want to do with him. One thing about Josh Hurst, we know that he can produce MVPs. He's done it with Joel Embiid. So again, sky's the limit for this team. Sky's the limit for this city. when it comes to them and what they're trying to do. Hopefully, it's not a sham and you ain't tanking. That's all I'm gonna say. That's gonna be it there. Hopefully, it ain't a sham and you ain't tanking. Because that's gonna be a problem. And I'm gonna call you out if you do. So, shout out to everybody out there listening to the Nature Sports Podcast. We will be back. What is it? This Saturday with
Yes, sir.
Score the Fight, Lomachenko. Lomachenko will
Lomachenko
be
Cambosis.
Lomachenko this Saturday. We do have another episode of Score the Fight. Y'all make sure y'all tune into that. We come back with Major Mondays where we will continue diving through the coaching staff. And we'll go to the defensive side of the ball next. We have done all the offensive coaches thus far. I mean, we have maybe one more left, which is Ben Johnson, but we'll get to those special coaches because Ben Johnson is one of the special coaches. We also have a few more that we're going to get to. We ain't going to disclose those yet, but it's been a good Monday. I mean, good Wednesday. Good Wednesday. See you guys Saturday. Make sure you tune right back into this network right here. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed, whatever channel you on, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit whatever it is you need to hit in order to get the notification that we're on live. Because when we on live, it's a party, baby. Y'all already know what it is. Gonna see y'all Saturday. That is the final thought.
Workhorse.
Workhorse.
Workhorse.